I go by the name of BRWE, representing this self-made hustle TV, where the hustle has to be in you, not on you. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe, man.
Mm, mm, mm. I like to isolate myself so don't be killing my vibe. Some days I like to be alone, I got some shit on my mind. Still be tired when I wake up, feel like I'm working a job. I get up and look for money, so I be roaming around. Don't be trying to block my blessings, hope you holding me down. Had to climb up out that mud to get my feet on the ground. I've been trying to do what's right, that's why I was lost, now I'm bound. I had to hustle all my life and I'm still praying to God. I spent many nights, thoughts to myself like, gotta get my bread right. Riding in the city lights, yeah. Never switch my game, I gotta show 'em how I play. Fix the crown on my head, cause I gotta wear. Thoughts to myself like, riding in the city lights, yeah. Thoughts to myself like, riding in the city lights, yeah. Thoughts to myself like, riding in the city lights, yeah. Yeah. Thoughts to myself like, riding in the city lights, yeah. Riding on the city lights, thinking about the bullshit. Cup full of soda with preserve and a full clip. Talking to the Lord like I'm preaching from the pulpit. Hard on the broad except my daughter and my little shit. Feeling like something wrong, knowing that I'm doing right. I just got a bag for a feature, niggas doing life. I can't complain, niggas kill for what we do at night. Bad bitches trying to chill, I do two a night. Still one deep though, cause niggas ain't the same. Probably hating on the cool, cause they know I run the game. That motion, the motherfucker, niggas wanna hang. I'm off the money like a motherfucker. I'm chilling on the fame, niggas fame. Thoughts to myself like, riding in the city like, yeah. Thoughts to myself like, riding in the city like, yeah. Thoughts to myself like, riding in the city like, yeah. Thoughts to myself like, riding in the city like, yeah.
Little jab, one more, man. Reality, man.
Yeah.
We gonna go to something else, man. We gonna go there. That's where we gonna go, man. Fuck it.
They say I'm in this game. We
Damn, y'all up in here, y'all up in here, y'all up in here. Good morning to all, man. Y'all know my saying, man. Y'all know my slogan, man. Y'all know my slogan, man. Y'all know my slogan, man. If you woke up this morning, man. Oh, shit. Damn, hold on. If you woke up this morning, man, you definitely, oosh. You had to get my bike together. Yeah, if you woke up this morning, you're definitely winning, man, with all your limbs, man. And you always got to remember that God not gonna bless you with something until you be happy with having nothing. Once you be proud and wear that nothing on your skin and be happy about it and deal with your consequences and put it all on the line, man, then that's when he gonna start blessing you with something. But yeah, we're gonna get into a few videos real fast, and then we're gonna listen to Trump. Might cut into some other ghetto type shit too. You know how I do. First, we're gonna talk about these goddamn missiles that these motherfuckers, these so-called nuclear, whatever the fuck, they're these missiles. We're gonna tap into this. You know, I like to come different ways sometimes. Like I don't like to do the same thing every time. Like so. You gotta gain some knowledge off this shit with all this corruption and all this bullshit going on, man. Excuse me. You know I'm fresh out work. I probably sound a little bit draggy.
How was Ukraine attacked by this nuclear?
Oh, get y'all right real fast. What's up? What up? What up? What up? Yeah, man. He say they super in trouble. Who in trouble? Who you think in trouble? Let me know. Y'all gotta let me know. Who you think is in trouble?
Capable missile, the Orshanik or Hazelnut. Over 600 drones and 90 missiles flood the skies over Ukraine in a massive saturation attack. But the true centerpiece of this strike wasn't a cruise missile. It was the Orshnik, fired from the Kapustin Yar test range. This RS-26 Rubez-derived medium-range ballistic missile didn't fly low. It punched straight into the upper atmosphere. Its target is the Belov Circa, a city just 50 miles south of Kiev. This was the third time Russia deployed this nuclear-capable system in the conflict. The strikes hit water supply facilities, a market, schools, and residential apartment blocks. So, how exactly do you launch a nuclear-capable missile? Well, the Russians still use a Soviet-era 12 by 12 truck as a platform. It has been meticulously engineered with multiple stages, enabling it to reach space in just a few minutes.
We in
Well,
trouble?
this missile can
Man,
hit
I bet you we
hypersonic
in tonight,
speeds.
nigga.
Once it reaches peak
Hey,
altitude, it transitions.
hey, I'm gonna show you something. My nigga, before we start this video, y'all be happy about a motherfucker shooting 17 free throws? 17 free throws. This nigga never gets fouled, bro. On some Harden type shit. Bro, if you gonna bank out that 32, you happy about that 32 with them 17 free throws? Nah, bro, that's not a true 32, bro. Go back and look at them 40s and them 30s that boy put up. Man, how many times that nigga, when he goes to the line, it's for N1's real fouls, bro. Like that nigga, man, they saving y'all, bro. Keeping y'all at the 122. But I ain't worried about it, because I know one thing. One thing about that tall bull is he don't break the rules. That nigga didn't even want to talk to the press. They warned him. He almost got a fine, bro. He don't do that type of shit. Hey, y'all better have y'all game A on, bro. That nigga didn't even want to talk to the press, bro. He's not that type of kid, bro. He follows all the rules. When he got kicked out the game the other day, he didn't even know he got kicked out the game because he never been kicked out of the game before. Like y'all banking off that. Y'all think the way that nigga played, that's an MVP? Like that's an MVP the way he plays 17 free throws, man. Like this some new wave basketball bullshit, nigga. I'm gonna let that sink in right
Transitions
there.
into a steep dive.
New wave.
During its descent, a missile's fairing opens to unveil 6 highly sophisticated warheads.
That nigga
Each is
nothing
equipped with
compared to no
miniature
LeBron,
thrusters at its
nothing
base.
compared to
While
nothing
plummeting under
the
gravity, they
real
can change
MVP.
direction,
That's not
making
that's
it
some
almost
trash.
impossible for Patriot missiles to hit their target. I'll hand it over to my colleague to break down exactly how it works. The missile design incorporates 3 distinct stages. The first stage consists of mobile thrusters, which
That
help
shit
move the
trash.
missile, and it
He
is
ready
filled with
tonight.
solid fuel.
I trust my niggas.
Just above it is the second stage, followed by the third and
Y'all ain't
final
play no
stage, which
defense.
holds
Nigga,
6
y'all
warheads,
motherfucking
each with
getting
their
to the
own
free
engine.
throw line
This
30,
design
40
enables
times
the
a
missile to
game,
deliver a
nigga.
powerful payload over long
That's
distances
30
with
points.
remarkable precision, weighing up to 50 tons at
Hell
launch and
nah.
carrying a warhead payload of 1.3 tons. The Orishnik missile has a range of 4,000 to 6,000 kilometers. This is capable of hitting all over Europe. What's particularly fascinating
Bet you
is that
won't put
this
your
missile
money
is
where your
equipped with a
mouth is.
sophisticated MIRV, multiple independently target-able reentry vehicle system, capable of deploying approximately 6 warheads. These 6 re-entry vehicles are reportedly based on American designs. Although much of the technical information remains classified, here is what we know so far. The missile itself is launched from a self-propelled platform equipped with a 12 by 12 wheel configuration, allowing for significant mobility. The TEL Transport Erector Launcher System supports a cold launch method. Let's take a look at what is a cold launch system. A cold launch is a type of missile that is ejected from its launch tube or canister using an initial burst of compressed gas or a small explosive charge before its main rocket engine ignites. This launch method contrasts with hot launch systems like the THAAD or Patriot, where the missile's main engine fires while it is still inside the launch tube or canister. This cold launch technique reduces wear on the launcher and minimizes the risk of launch site detection. Additionally, the TEL is equipped with advanced hydraulics for stabilization and precise alignment of the missile before launch, ensuring accurate trajectory initiation. The system also integrates secure communications and command links with Russia's strategic rocket forces, enabling coordinated fire missions. At the front of the re-entry vehicle is the fuse and the nose, which are critical for its aerodynamic performance and functional operation. Directly behind the nose is the contact sensor, along with the arming and fusing system. This system ensures the warhead is armed and ready to detonate at the correct moment upon reaching its target. Moving further back, we find the warhead compartment. This section can house a nuclear warhead, making the vehicle a potential tool for strategic deterrence or offense, depending on its intended use. One of the critical features of this re-entry vehicle is its ability to maneuver and change direction while traveling at extremely high speeds.
Hey, you wanna know
To
why?
achieve this, the vehicle
You wanna know why the Ukraine Russian? Because he started off good. He started off good. You trust that he gonna start off good every game like that? You trust that? He started off good, dog. He started off good. They at home. We gonna see if he start out good in San Antonio. I guarantee you it's gonna go just like it go. San Antonio gonna start out the gate, blowing them out. They gonna have to come back and run out their energy like they been doing. I'm telling you, dog. I'm telling you, fool. If them niggas, they the only team that beat that team 4 times, bro. The only team in the league. So if it's somebody can put Oklahoma out, we know they scared of them. That at home should be saving them. Them refs be saving them, bro. You take away them 30 something, 40 something free throws, bro, the game will be around the same range, bro. Y'all, them niggas good for 100 points. Y'all let them go to the. I get you get foul. I get it. You the star, you get foul. This is play out basketball, bro. Some of the time they don't even be touching this nigga, dog. This nigga knows, bro. He flops every time, bro. He know they gonna call it for him, so he does it on purpose, just like Harden used to do. They took that shit away from Harden though, like a motherfucker though. Once he got up out the MVP race, it's cool. I'm just saying that other niggas take harder fouls than him, bro. He don't even be getting, bro. He don't even be getting like that nigga be rubbing his eye and shit. I be like, bro, you don't get your soft ass up, my nigga. Your bitch ass be like, they don't even be fouling you hard, dog. Period. Cause you don't drive, nigga. You drive a little bit when it's easy, nigga, but you don't go down there, nigga. You know. Nigga, they double teaming you at the gate. You gotta come up off the ball, bro. I get it. I get it, bro. They killed at home, but they gotta show me this shit in San Antonio. They won one down there, we won one down there too. So they gotta show me that they can start out early against us, and I don't think so. I just don't.
Is
I don't
equipped
see
with
it.
two spin nozzles
No,
located at specific
they
points
better
on its
work on it.
structure,
Get that
and
game
a
together for
spin gas
second at
generator which
home.
provides the propulsion necessary for such
Because
precise movements.
I'm telling you, when it's time to
Finally, the
play,
guidance system
I
plays a
trust my
vital
niggas
role in
gonna come
ensuring the
through.
vehicle
Trust
reaches
me.
its intended
It
target.
ain't time to play yet.
This is
It's
facilitated by a
time to play
GLONASS
now.
antenna, which utilizes satellite navigation technology to
Mm.
guide the vehicle accurately to its destination. Let's take a look at how does it work. The missile begins its flight by firing its first
Y'all
stage
banking
boost
on
motor,
the
propelling it
pressure?
out of the
That's what
silo.
y'all banking? All them good players
Roughly
over
60
there,
seconds
y'all
into the
banking off the
flight, the
pressure?
first stage separates, and the second
Okay,
stage motor
I
ignites,
guess.
while the protective missile shroud is jettisoned.
He had a good game. A
About
good
180
game.
seconds after launch, the thruster ceases and the post-boost vehicle, also
One
known as the
game.
bus, detaches from the rocket. The post-boost vehicle maneuvers into positions,
Shit.
preparing to deploy the re-entry vehicles.
How many fouls that nigga
As
give?
the bus moves away, it
How
releases the
many
re-entry
times that nigga been
vehicles
in
because the
foul
last
trouble through the
stage had
whole
traveled at
series
a
and now
very
they just
high
letting it just
parabolic
now?
path.
Man, get the fuck out of here.
The re-entry vehicle will fall at hypersonic
That
speed of
shit
around Mach 11.
dictated.
These multiple independently
Y'all gotta understand that shit be dictated, man. Like it's dictated, bro, to keep it at a certain pace, bro. 122. How many times have Oklahoma hit 122? Go look at the spreadsheet what of the OKC Spurs. How many times they hit 122, bro? That 22 be coming off all them goddamn free throws, bro. A million free throws, fool. And they are the most foulingest niggas. Bro, they foul every time, bro. They foul that nigga Wimby when he in the air. They don't let him land. He had how many alley hoop fouls do Wimby got, bro? They foul this nigga when he in the air every single time, bro. Every time, bro. They push him from behind. They do all type of hoe ass shit, bro. So I don't want to hear that shit, man. That nigga blow on the nigga and he go to the line, bro. It's easy, man. I'm like, bro, these niggas are not working, bro. But it'll come out though in the end, though. It'll come out in the end.
chargeable reentry vehicle use these rotating thrusters to target the vehicles towards its target. Finally, the nuclear
It'll come
warheads
out.
detonate, either as airbursts or ground bursts, depending on the target and mission requirements. What's so special about this ICBM?
Niggas gave up, boy. The
Speed
pressure
plays a
some
pivotal role
motherfuckers,
in the
bro. They can
effectiveness of
dictate the
missiles.
whole game,
The
bro.
faster a missile travels, the quicker it can reach its target. After launch, the missile ascends into the
Plug
upper
it out this
atmosphere,
plug.
where it travels at high altitudes before descending sharply toward
Look
its
at the
target.
beams, fool. Like this
In
ain't no
high-stakes scenarios, even a few
show
seconds
y'all
can make the
something, bro.
difference between a successful interception and catastrophic damage. If we move to longer shot, this is how it travels. Ballistic missiles, in particular, operate by following a characteristic parabolic trajectory. As the missile re-enters the lower
Bro,
atmosphere, it can accelerate significantly, gaining
niggas
immense
just
kinetic
stay off the
energy.
ground, bro.
This
Y'all
energy
down
is
by
not merely a
20. Y'all
measure of its
still
destructive
get niggas
potential upon
still want
impact, but
20
also
free
enhances
throws.
its ability to maneuver mid-flight.
Man, come on,
Such maneuverability enables
you
the
gotta be
re-entry
shitting
vehicle
me.
to
That's
perform
not
evasive actions
basketball.
often likened to a
Not
defensive
playoff
wriggle
basketball, bro.
to
That shit can't
outmaneuver
happen in
interception
the season.
attempts. This
It's
agility
shaving.
poses a formidable challenge for
That
advanced
shit
defense
trash.
systems, such as Ukraine's US-built Patriot missile, which are designed to detect,
Nah,
track,
that's an
and neutralize
MVP, 20
incoming
free
threats at a
throws.
particular speed. The Patriot will
Damn.
not be able to calculate and hit a missile moving in zigzag directions at hypersonic speed. And short defense systems must not only react faster, but also anticipate and counter
I'm
unpredictable
gonna get into
movements in real
that.
time. This is why this missile is special for the Russian forces. Speaking of targeted attacks, expect to be bombarded with spam mails, jump calls, and online breaches. This data doesn't just result in spam and scam attempts. It can also affect your insurance rates and ultimately will lead into a loan denial just when you might need credit. Incognito. Let's compare the Iskandar with this intercontinental ballistic missile, or ICBM, by examining their trajectories, speed, range, and intended uses. The Iskander missile follows a quasi-ballistic trajectory, lending characteristics of both ballistic and cruise missiles. Unlike a traditional ballistic missile, the Iskander can maneuver mid-flight, unpredictably altering its path to evade missile defense systems. Additionally, it travels at much lower altitudes, which further complicates interception by conventional defenses.
On point every time.
In
Right,
contrast,
so I
ballistic
ain't worried
missiles
about
follow
it.
a
Good.
high
I'm
parabolic
gonna make sure
trajectory
y'all
that
on
consists of
point.
3 distinct phases.
That shit look good
In the
right
boost
now.
phase, the
Till
missile
it's
powers
fired
its
up.
ascent. During the mid-course phase, it travels through space in a largely unpowered gravity-influenced path. And in the terminal phase, it re-enters the atmosphere, descending rapidly toward its target. When comparing speeds, both ballistic missiles and the Iskander can achieve hypersonic velocities. Traditional ballistic missiles typically exceed Mach 5, but the Orshenik ICBM, Putin says it can hit Mach 11 during the re-entry phase, making them difficult to intercept. The Iskander missile is similarly capable of reaching hypersonic speeds, ranging between Mach 5 and Mach 7. The range of these missiles is another key distinction. Intercontinental ballistic missiles, ICBMs, are designed for extreme distances, exceeding 5,500 kilometers, which is about 3,417 miles, making them ideal for global
Okay,
strategic
yeah.
strikes.
Uh,
On the other
okay,
hand, the
speaking of
Iskander
holding
missile is a
predictions, they
short-range
like but
ballistic
Canada.
missile with a range of
So what y'all
500 to
happy for? Y'all
700
don't match up
kilometers,
on them
which is
niggas.
around
No man,
310
no
to
niggas big enough to match
434
up against
miles.
them
This keeps it
niggas.
firmly within the short-range category and aligns it more closely with battlefield-level
Niggas
operations.
gonna run OKC out the gym.
Finally, the intended
I
purpose of
promise
these
you,
missiles
hold your
highlights
back.
their
Watch what I
fundamental
tell you.
differences.
If that's what y'all
Ballistic
want to see.
missiles, particularly ICBMs, are strategic weapons designed for long-range, high-impact scenarios. They are often used as a
Hey,
deterrent or for targeting
hey, I
critical
wanna.
infrastructure.
Yeah, you know, OKC happy. They want to see OKC, but you really want to see OKC against them Knicks, them fresh Knicks, bro. Y'all don't even match up against them, dog. Y'all don't match up against them, bro. All they gotta do is put two big men out there. Y'all out of there. Y'all gonna run in them corners and shoot threes against them? Go ahead. They gonna tear y'all ass up on the inside, dog, all day. They really hard against us. Now they put two big niggas out there. They already got the big boy with the break, man. Y'all cook. Y'all don't got nothing like that's okay. She don't got nothing that can like fake. Like y'all don't got nothing for New York, bro. Okay, see them happy, boy. Them Knicks is playing on fire right now, bro. It's gonna take a team that plays ball together, bro. Y'all passed about it, young Nick man. Listen, the Spurs is showing people how to play the OKC. So the Knicks, you don't think the Knicks ready for that? Like y'all don't even got like, bro. Y'all come on, man. Y'all got a thousand free throws, bro. You talking about these motherfuckers shot 1,000 free throws, bro. That ain't no real 32 points to me, bro. In the playoffs, bro. We talking about with the LeBrons, the Jordans, bro. We talking about Kobe's, bro. All them free throws. Y'all happy about that? That's a MVP. Bro, that's not, bro. The reason maybe, and this is what people gonna say, shit, LeBron them shoot a lot of free throws. Nigga, them niggas really get fouled. They really get fouled, bro. This nigga, you blow on this nigga. Like, bro, dog, you don't get that many free throws, bro. I'm just like, in the playoff, I get in the season, bro. That shit dictates the games, bro. Like, I know what they want. They want us to play all the way to the end because New York ain't, they already put everybody lights out. They want us to play all the way to the end till we tired as fuck and then go against whatever team who has to face New York gonna be tired. While New York gonna be fresh as hell. Shit kind of seeming like it's very, very rigged right now. My nigga Gold 10, nigga, I seen that shit way in Texas, nigga, y'all in Oklahoma. Bro, how you couldn't see that he touched the ball over the rim? And why y'all didn't go back? And then when he told y'all to review the shit, y'all just said fuck what he got to say. Man, I'm like, bro, what is going on right now, dog? And at that moment, the whole game changed. The whole game changed. You can say what you want to say. The whole game changed, bro. That man said review. Them hoes continued on with the game. How does that work? I guess, dog. I guess y'all could be happy. I don't want to win like that. I want to beat your ass fair and square on top of the refs cheating. That's the way that I want to win. I want my team to fight through all that shit. I don't want no roach ass shit, dog. You know. I want my team. I know these niggas play hard. I want them to fight through adversity and beat the fuck out of y'all. Yeah, I do. I do. That's what I want. I want them to have to go through the fire and smack y'all.
So I'm
Cause
willing
that
to live
ain't
with that
dog.
report.
Oklahoma is cool,
Yeah,
but it
please.
ain't. My nigga, that ain't no.
You
I
said
wouldn't pick that
earlier
young
that
nigga
you've
as
already
my
won in
point
many
guard.
ways, but we haven't won
Boy, you know
enough.
how
What
many
do you
point guards to
consider
tear his
enough?
ass
What's your
up,
baseline
Where
for
they're
winning this
not going to
competition?
be
nigga? You
starting the
know how
following
many?
day
You
to
better.
develop
Hey.
a nuclear.
What y'all better be happy is that our point guard Fox ankle is fucked up because his ass would have been torched. He'd have been torched, nigga. That's the only reason y'all he getting by without doing nothing, bro. Because Fox ankle, bro, he don't really even gotta work on the defensive end, really, bro. Cause Fox ankle fucked up, bro. Fox can't really drive now, bro.
Nuclear, developing weaponry that could be used against the United States, Israel,
Have fun with
or
it
any
though.
of our allies. We have great allies in
Tonight,
the
be
Middle East,
ready.
great countries that are allies.
Be ready.
And they were staying out of it until they got hit. Someday they'll have to do a story. Why did he do that? Why did they do that? But they were going to hit them. If I didn't hit them first, they were going to
Shit.
hit our allies
Them
first.
hoes up, boy.
I believe,
Let the niggas play.
upon information and
You
belief,
know.
but I believe
Let
that
the
he was
niggas
going
play. We
to.
we don't want to watch
They
no
were going to take
referee
over the
game.
Middle
We
East.
want
They
to
were
watch
looking to
them
take
niggas
over the
grind
Middle
it
East.
out, nigga, the old school
Now,
way.
had Operation
Like fuck
Midnight
all that
Hammer
saving niggas and
not
shit,
taken
dog.
place, that was
Hey,
definite
that ain't basketball.
because they would have had a nuclear weapon within a matter of weeks. But that took place. That was a setback. But look at the number of missiles they were able to buy and make over the last 6 months. And those missiles were aimed at various countries. And when you look at over 1,000 missiles shot at like UAE, they were looking to take over the Middle East. We got there first. We're lucky. I'll tell you what, the Middle East and those countries, very rich countries, are very lucky that I was president
This
instead
nigga
of
Trump
somebody
is
else.
crazy, dog.
Points of disagreement between yourself and your vice president when it comes to U.S. action in Iran?
I don't think so. No, no, we get along very well on this. He was, I would say, philosophically a little bit different than me. I think he was maybe less enthusiastic about going, but he was quite enthusiastic. But I felt it was something we had to
Well,
do. I
that
didn't
nigga
feel we
Trump
had a choice.
always look like
If
he
we didn't
leaning
do
to
it,
the
they would have
right.
done it to us. I felt, based on the negotiations that were being had by Steve Witkoff and Jared Kushner and Marco and Pete and everybody was involved, I felt that they were looking to tap us along before they hit, and I thought they were going to hit. And if they hit us first, that would have been a very bad thing. In the back, please, in the back.
Well, you got
About the straight, you mean? Yeah, well, I want to keep it open. I want to keep it good. It doesn't pertain to us so much as it does to China. We're really helping China here and other countries because they get a lot of their energy from the Straits. But hey, look, we have a good relationship with China. It's my honor to do it. Yeah.
leader, you have called him an unacceptable choice. So does he have a target on his back? And how can you
I don't want to say whether or not he does,
Oh
because that would be
shit!
inappropriate. But hey, look,
Damn!
I had a target on my back because,
Damn!
as you people wrote pretty well, they caught the assassin that was after me. So we just got them first, but they caught the assassin. They have him now in custody that was after me. So, but people don't like to mention that, but they did catch him. And I'd like to congratulate our military, Secret Service, FBI, all of the people that worked on that, but they did. Yeah, please.
almost over though?
Go ahead. No, go ahead, please.
Thank you, Mr. President. You promised the Iranian people you would help them, but it sounds like you're willing to end this fight after your military objectives have wrapped up. Isn't that a betrayal of
Will
the
I
people?
help them? I'd like to.
He say he like to. I want to watch that. I want to see what that nigga was saying, dog. Shit. I wanted to catch that, dog. Like, cause they keep talking about like he talking about it ain't no war, man. It ain't, man. These people is not like, bro. What is going down? Is the shit gonna go down, or is we what like they ain't let a nigga know nothing, bro. He just be talking in circles, dog. Like, what did y'all like? Well, this nigga here.
Before we start the video,
Oh shit, that's some gangster shit, y'all. Y'all wouldn't even be ready for that type of talk. Old Rondo #9.
And we are a partner with Venezuela. And we've taken hundreds of millions of barrels, hundreds of millions, over 100 million barrels already is in Houston, refined and out, and paid for that war many, many times over, many times. The old days, to the victim. Okay, you know that. To the winner belong the spoils, go the spoils. And I've said, why don't we use it? To the victor, go the spoils. And we don't have that. We haven't had that in this country probably in 100 years, because even the Second World War, you look at the Second World War, we didn't have it in the Second World. We helped rebuild all those countries. We rebuilt Germany. How about Germany telling us that, well, it's not their war. We had nothing to do with it. They wanted me to go and tell them everything I was doing. We didn't know anything about it. Well, if I would have told them, they would have leaked it, and we wouldn't have been nearly as successful, possibly, right? But to the victor belong the spoils. So we haven't heard that in, I think, maybe hundreds of years. Now with Venezuela, and we, just so you understand, the people of Venezuela, they say if I ran for president of Venezuela, I'm polling higher than anybody has ever polled in Venezuela. So after I'm finished with this, I can go to Venezuela. I will quickly learn Spanish. It won't take too long. I'm good at language. And I will go to Venezuela. I'm going to run for president.
Boy, you
But we're
old
very
as
happy
shit.
with the president-elect that we have right now. The people that are running it. If you remember Bush
Nigga
with
old as
Iraq,
shit talking about
they fired the
Hitler and stuff.
generals, they fired the police, they fired the people that worked in there
That nigga say
equivalent
he'll
of the
learn
White
something.
House. They fired everybody. And you know what they had? They had a mess. And you know what happened? ISIS formed. Those generals and those soldiers got together. The police got together. They all got together. They formed ISIS. Not going to happen with us. So Venezuela has been it's been an incredible situation. We went in. We were very successful. Military power like nobody's ever seen. The general, Venezuelan general, said, I was on that site. I said, I've never seen ferocity like that. I've been doing this for 40 years. He said, I've never seen it. They hit us from 17 different, they were all set. They saw that big, beautiful aircraft carrier, the Ford in that case,
Hey,
and planes were pouring
that nigga love talking about us. Us. Nigga, you ain't nowhere near that shit. Us.
equipment. It was Russian, and they had Chinese equipment. It was all set. They were going to give us a fight. He said, and then they came at speeds like we've never seen. And they came at 17 different angles. The general and his people, that was a lot of angles. They hit him from every angle. He said, we knew it was over in 3 minutes. We were waiting for them. Their equipment didn't work. And there's a reason it didn't work.
I know
Someday
I
we'll
do.
explain that to people.
Hey.
They pressed the button. No,
Hey, I told y'all, dog. The USA be cheating, dog. They got some shit that they jam they shit, nigga, jam they button up, nigga, where basically where it jammed they sensors up and flooded they airways where they couldn't even fire shit off, nigga. The USA be cheating. I'm telling you. I don't think it's a country can fade us at war with the technology that they got, dog. They got shit where they thought they was finna shoot something and it didn't shoot. Well, oh, it's not shooting, it's not shooting, it's not shooting. That's cause they jammed y'all sensors and shit up, dog. USA is some cheaters, dog.
nothing happened. Talking about two people. But this rescue captured the
Very.
world's attention. But we did it in Venezuela. That was amazing. And now we have a very bad man in prison and going to trial. I mean, he released, aside from the drugs, which he was terrible, Maduro released hundreds of thousands of people from jails into our country. Drug dealers, murderers, the worst people in the world were released into our country because we had a stupid president who probably didn't know. And we had a border czar who never went to the border and never once called our great border patrol agents, right? Not once, Kamala. She never called the border patrol. She never said, how we doing? I used to call the border patrol guys every day. You can ask them, Paul, ask any one of them. Brandon, ask them all the time. How are we doing? How are we doing? And we now, I'm proud to say, have a totally sealed border. 9 months, nobody is coming through our border. And nobody even tries because they know they're not going to get through. So we don't have caravans anymore. So maybe one or two more and
You
we'll be
believe
done.
that?
Mr. President, are you allowed to,
Oh,
are you
man.
willing to end this conflict with Iran charging tolls for passage through the strait?
Us charging tolls?
Iran,
What about us charging tolls?
is that something you're considering?
I'd rather do that than let them have them, right? Why shouldn't we? We're the winner. We won, okay? They are militarily defeated. The only thing they have is the psychology of, oh, we're gonna drop a couple of mines in the water, all right? No, I mean, we have a concept where we'll charge tolls, okay? I thought you meant us. Your question would have been more accurate if you said us. Go ahead.
Just to clarify, in order for Iran to successfully meet your deadline tomorrow, do they have to make a deal, open the strait, or both?
We have to have a deal that's acceptable to me. And part of that deal is gonna be, we want free traffic of oil and everything else.
President, thank you very much. You've said glory be to God in this conflict. Do you believe that God supports the United States actions in
I do, because God is good, because God is good, and God wants to see people taken care of. God doesn't like what's
Let's
happening.
listen to this.
I don't like what's happening. Everyone says, I don't enjoy this. I don't enjoy it. These two guys don't enjoy it. You know, people say, oh, boy, they're so tough. I don't like seeing people killed. I've ended 8 wars. Nobody's ever done it. The person who won the Nobel Prize came to me and said, you deserve the Nobel Prize. She announced that when they announced, they said, goes to Maria. She's a great person, really a good person. She said, no, this is ridiculous.
This nigga Trump
They
is
gave me the
crazy,
Nobel
dog.
Prize. President Trump ended 8 wars. I could go over every one of them, including India and
No.
Pakistan, where the prime minister.
Why does he want this Nobel Peace Prize so bad? Bro, you're not getting that, Jack. They're not giving that to you, brother. You're not getting that award, dog. That is for the prestige, bro. How the you keep talking about that though, man? They not even thinking about giving you that, brother. I'm sorry, you can pass up on that.
Prime Minister
Should perhaps be examined as this war
Well,
continues.
I haven't heard that. But if that's the case, you're gonna have to have more people like me, because our country was being ripped off on trade, on everything for many years until I came along. So if that's the case, you're gonna have more people. Dasha, go ahead. Dasha,
You said that very little is off limits in Iran as far as targeting,
yeah,
including power plants, bridges, you've mentioned those.
very little is off limits.
Are there certain kinds of civilian targets, though? I'm thinking.
I don't wanna tell you that.
hospitals
I don't wanna tell you that. We have, we have a
Yeah,
plan
I can't
because
tell
of the
you that,
power of our
lady.
military,
She always
where
got the
every
craziest
bridge
questions.
in Iran will be decimated by 12 o'clock tomorrow night, where every power plant in
Entitled to
Iran will
charge
be
parties
out of
for
business,
what?
burning,
Yeah, they need
exploding,
to
and never to
regroup,
be used again. I mean,
reconstruction,
complete
even
demolition
compromise,
by 12
IA to
o'clock.
pay
And it'll
the
happen over a
murder
period of
schools and
4 hours
children.
if we wanted to.
Hey,
We don't want that to
hey,
happen.
Steve, I definitely agree with that. Dog, what people gotta understand, Steve, is we don't own that shit. Bro, we way the fuck over here. How the fuck can we go way somewhere else and just run some shit? Bro, they run their shit how they want to run their shit. Then on top of that, that's their country top resource. How is you like, dog? That, like, I'm just saying, dog. That's they shit, dog. You should have to pay to come through there, cause I'm pretty sure if they had to come through our shit, they definitely gonna have to pay with no questions asked, and guns drawn coming behind it. That's what I don't understand. Like, how come we can do this and then they go over there and do that and that shit be right? Then you put God in it. No, dog, don't put my God in that. My God ain't agreeing with none of this type of bull crap. So you can stop that. Don't put my God in that, dog. Like no, no, dog. Everybody should be treated equally, dog. It's they shit, dog. You can't just go around deboing people for their shit because you have a lot of money, dog. That's what the rich people do, dog. They throw their money around and it defeats everything. I don't think you can do that type of stuff with this type of time in these type of times. I feel like these countries will band together against our ass fucking with him. They scared to make deals with him, dog, because the way he act. Like, you know how they be like the word around the street. They'll be like the word around the street is if you don't make the right deal with Trump, he gonna take over your country. Like when they start thinking like that, they don't even want to speak with you, bro.
Was, but not specifically. That's a big mountain. So I want to thank the CIA too. I don't think they get enough credit for the great job they've done. Yes, please.
Thank you very much, Mr. President, for this great opportunity. The country it has super army. Thank you for your greatest leadership.
Thank you.
I have two quick questions, Mr. President. What was your reaction when you learned that Kurdistan region had resumed exporting oil to the international market with your support as United States of America?
Well, I expected that. We've
Like
gotten
I say,
along with
man, Trump
the
is
Kurds
saying
for a long time, so I
he
expected that.
what he said. He said
Another question, what would be your reaction if the Iranian
Trump is
people
saying replace
rise up
to
against
right
their
to
regime
replace.
during a ceasefire,
Oh
Mr. President?
shit,
Well, they
man.
should do it, but again, the consequences are great. I mean, they were told if you protest, you will be shot immediately. You saw what happened to the young wrestler. He was a great champion, by the way. He was a great wrestler, one of the top in the world.
The strength of
And he and
power,
his two friends
man,
were
is the
hung.
best way, man.
And
Like Jennifer.
all
Oh,
they
by
did
the
was
way,
say a little bit
CIA
about liberty. They wanted
is my
liberty,
shot, man.
and they were
Listen, I
violently
don't
executed.
trust none of this shit
But
right
the
now,
number
dog.
is up to probably 45,000 people
Bro,
were killed. So, when somebody stays in a house, when they know if they walk out of the house to protest, they'll be immediately shot and killed. And they issued that,
you hear
that was
this, dog?
publicly issued. It's not a secret. That's why so many people say, oh,
Hey,
well,
they
why are
say
you
that
doing this?
they
We
say that's
can't let
what he trying to embed in to where there won't be no protesting about like the presidency. You gonna go to jail. He trying to embed that to where he don't want nobody to be able to protest about who they like in the presidency shit, dog. This shit is sick.
can't let Iran have a nuclear weapon. We got regime change.
This
We do. We're
shit is
dealing with a much
sick,
different
yeah.
regime than before. We're dealing with different people. They're smarter.
Sick.
I think they're sharper and far less radical. We have regime change, but we didn't do this for regime change. We did it for the fact, and my view was very simple. I saw
It
somebody said,
belong to
"Oh, he doesn't have
Israel.
a plan. I have the best plan of all, but I'm not going to tell you what my plan is." They want me to say, "Here's my plan. We're going to attack at 9:47 in the morning, and then we're going to do this, and then we're going to." And if you don't do that, they say, "I have a plan." these people know what the plan is. Everybody here knows what the plan is. But it's very unfair to say we're, because I don't mind being insulted. I've been insulted for many years by the fake news, but you can't, it's so bad for people that are so pro, you just saw two great, and John Radcliffe,
They
three
say
unbelievable
strength of
people.
power
They have a
creates
plan.
war, and murder
Every
eventually
single thing has
comes
been
for
thought out
you.
by all of us.
Uh,
But
only
I
the
can't reveal the
deterioration of
plan to
law
the media.
creates security,
So,
man. I'm
you know,
telling you.
but we're just thrilled by
That's
the
probably why them
success of
people
this
keep
operation.
coming
Yes.
for him. Like his own people is coming for his ass, dog. You better make that deal, get that shit right. Man, Trump, you ain't feeling the wrath because you don't got to go to the grocery store, Trump. You ain't feeling the wrath because you don't drive, Trump. You don't have to go in the gas station and shit, Trump. That's why you don't give a fuck. But see, them people that work for you, they do. They don't get to ride around in bulletproof limos. They got to jump in them Benzes and the Mercedes and the Maybachs and shit and drive. Shit, they see they got to go scramble some eggs for their kids and shit sometimes, you know?
Yes, platoons, and they were gonna protest, and everybody said, "Oh, the regime's gonna come to an end," and then all of a sudden,
Well,
boom,
this nigga
boom,
is trash, dog.
five,
He don't
six
care
different
about nothing,
areas.
dog. You
A
got to
woman would
care
go
about
down right
something.
between the eyes. They had
Hey,
snipers. They had five.
I think that some problems do have to be strategized about money. You have to figure out the strategy for it, and it does have to do with money. But sometimes, bro, you got to think about shit, logic, your heart. Sometimes you got to use your brain, but sometimes you might have to use your heart, Trump. And I don't think you got one, dog. I don't think you got a. I think in your chest is black. It's a cold. You have a cold heart. And I didn't say cold like cold outside. I said cold like black coal, like a cold heart, bro.
They had five
You
snipers.
know,
That's all it took. And
you
those
gotta
four to
care
five
about
hundred
something,
thousand
dog.
women said, "Oh my God, what's that? Oh, look over there. What's
You
that?"
know,
A woman shot right between the eyes,
bro. We put it in I
and
know say
after
never
five
ever
or six
ground
of
for
them go
ground
down,
truth.
then you
Hey, that's
start
what see
hearing the purr through
that's
the.
hey it's crap. That's what I'm saying. It don't look like it's gonna be no deal, Kraft. It look like they finna be fighting. See, but the news be lying to us. That's why Trump get mad at the reporters and shit and the bloggers and shit. He get mad at us because we telling the truth and they trying to lie to us and create a narrative, bro. Bro, Trump been saying they about to make a deal for 2 weeks straight, dog. What, bro? And then is shit still getting blown up down there. I thought we was on a ceasefire. If we on a ceasefire, that means somebody is breaking the rules, right? Man, I don't know what's going on with this shit, dog.
Through the oh,
I
freedom
think
for
they about to
Iran.
fight.
They don't tell you the real facts. Women, men, gays. How about gays for Iran? They kill the gays. They
Man, bro, Trump, come on, man, with this shit, dog. You can't be talking like this,
throw
dog.
them off buildings. So I wonder
Can't be
what's
talking
going
like
on.
this, dog.
I can
Man,
only
shout out to the LGBTQ who I have no problem with y'all. That's not my section. Shout out to y'all respectfully. This is a reaction video for educational purposes only. This is our president. This is the way he's talking. Dog, it's gotta be something cooked on this man, dog.
only say this.
It's disrespectful,
They want
bro.
us to keep bombing, even if it jeopardizes because their life is in much
Bro, if
greater
it
danger.
bow over,
They
they
want
lie
freedom
like
for
a
Iran, but it's
bow.
very hard for them to protest. I actually tell them, I said, don't go out. I fully understand. Nobody in this room would go
Bombers.
out. I don't think there's any, because
Hey,
frankly,
man.
it's not a question of bravery. We're all brave, right? You're brave, I'm brave, we're all brave, but
Hey,
we're also intelligent.
I don't know
If you
what,
have people
dog.
shooting at you,
Bro,
expert shots with the best one.
bro, they just said he was it was an assassination attempt, bro. That was like 8 or 9 blocks away, dog. That shit was nowhere near the White House, dog. I don't know what's the truth and what's the lie. 20 or 30 shots for what though? It's only what? Okay. If it was 20 or 30 shots then, where was the 20 or 30 shots on the temp right before for this at the dinner a month ago? What was the 20 or 30 shots there? Man, there's some weird ass shit going on, man, with this shit, man.
What rifles you can, because you're going into hundreds of thousands of soldiers along the path. I mean, look at some of the helicopters, how they got hit. So yeah, there were people
They
within the
blew up.
military that said it's a
Hey,
wise.
dog.
And don't forget,
I told y'all, dog, that they blew up everything that they got, dog. Listen, imagine you don't have no airplanes, you have no jets, you have no boats. The only thing that you have is a few drones that you got hidden. You have nothing, no vehicles, no all-terrain vehicles, no nothing. You have nothing but a ship and some mines. And some mines, bro. They blew up everything, dog. They don't got nothing to fight with, dog. That's why Trump happy and proud. Cause he know they can't fight back unless some countries help them out. And the way that the way that the USA shredded they ass, man, niggas don't want no problems. They don't want no problems.
forget how many.
You've been thinking,
Well,
this could have completely changed.
so the first one, which was in many ways as dangerous as the second, I guess it gets, because we're flying over daylight. You know, we're the best at the world at night. We have goggles that nobody. We have goggles. I've tried them.
We have goggles.
I see better with the goggles at night with than I see without them during daylight. I mean, daylight today, we have a beautiful day. You see just as well with goggles. In many ways, it's enhanced. So we have the best in the world. So it's much safer for us
They don't want to
for
fuck
us to
with
do
us
it at
fighting,
night.
bro. You heard?
Whereas
Nah,
other
they
people,
blew
no
up
other country has that
everything, dog.
capability. They don't have they don't have that particular piece of equipment
They
like we
don't
do.
have, dog. They got like they got equipment, bro. But the shit that they got, bro. You heard what Trump said? He said they tried to push a button on us. Nobody's not telling y'all about why the button didn't work when they pushed it. Yeah, that's because they got some shit in the system, some hackers that can jam them motherfucker signals so they can't push the button. It won't work. Hey, USA be cheating. And with that type of shit going on, man, you can't fuck with us, bro. A stealth gonna come sneak right on you. Them stealths, they cost 1.5 billion or 2 point something. We got 20 of those. Bro, that jet can sneak up to any country undetected, dog, and drop numerous of missiles that can flood a whole country, dog, and then drive all the way back to Kansas City, Missouri, where they come from, without even having to get fueled up. Bro, we got shit that they can't. Now they'll never be able to fade it, y'all. Ever, ever.
We do.
Like ever, dog.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
I'll come back to you.
Okay, thank you.
Given that you are now dealing, you say, with a more reasonable, less extreme leadership in Iran, what does that mean for the protesters, for the human rights movement in that country after this conflict?
Well,
What's your
positive.
expectation?
Yeah, if they assume control, if we do something and they assume control, I think it's very positive, a big step. I don't think you'd see the radicalization
He
that you
say the
have seen in the last.
IRGC better
Look
tread
what happened. I
lightly.
mean, women are
And I'm
being
telling you,
executed
dog.
because they're not
Listen,
properly
the shit
clothed.
they got.
They're not properly
If you
clothed,
help
and
them
they
people out,
execute the women.
dog,
They
you gonna be
absolutely,
in
they shoot them
trouble.
right on the street. No, you
But
have a
just
much
make the
different group
deal,
of people.
dog.
Now, I'm not saying
The reason why
we
I
are
say
dealing with them.
U.S. dog. The
Uh,
reason why I say just
Essentially, they
make the
have.
deal. The reason why I say make the deal, dog, is just imagine you being locked in the country, fool. We talking about the people that don't even got nothing to do with this shit, dog. You just locked in the country, fool. The shit already blew up and shit. These people done blew up schools with kids in it just to get to them people leaders and all types of shit. That was wrong, dog. We all know that, yeah, Iran is wrong for the shit that they doing. But blowing up that school just to get, but I don't understand why the leaders will build a bunker under a girls' school. They built a bunker under the kids' school, a girls' school. USA was like, fuck that shit. He under there, we boom, we blowing that shit up. shit crazy, dog. That's wrong, dog. You know, like that's wrong in a mug, though. But I'm just saying, dog. Like, make the deal, dog. Get this shit over with, fool. Mm. He say the only thing that upsets me about Trump is that he's playing too nice. Yeah, this shit should have been funked off. Mm. If we, cause it's like we here now. Trump, we already here. We here right now. We here right now. It's like you saying, it's like you telling somebody, come fight me, come fight me. Meet me at this spot. And then the person you finna fight at the spot, and then y'all get to the spot, and then y'all say, well, let's do this again on let's do this again on Tuesday at 6 o'clock, man. I think we're gonna take a little bit. Let me take a break. I mean, you know what I'm saying? It's like you don't get to the fight and then say, I'm not in a rush to fight. You don't get to the fight and be like, I'm not in a rush to fight. When you pull up to the fight, it's boots on the ground, let's squabble. What is going on, dog? What is this shit?
Bill, terrible mistake. But that was a road to a nuclear
What is
weapon.
this shit?
And when I
It's
terminated
what
that,
you wanted.
everyone said, "Oh, he terminated it.
Really?
It was one of the best things we ever did because he had a road to a nuclear weapon."
I
And
don't want him to fight.
it was a very short-term deal.
I don't want nobody to fight, dog. But I'm saying, this man got them to this point. So I want the deal to be made. I'm telling you, make the deal, bro. It's innocent lives over there, dog. It's innocent people who don't even know how to fight. Bro, make the deal, dog. Like, stop playing with them people. Whatever it is they deserve, they gotta deserve some type of money or be able to charge for that, bro. But it's they shit, dog. We cannot keep taking, bro. You can blow up and do all that shit, dog. That shit will come back to hunt us, bro. It's a domino effect, bro. Other people watching the way that we handling business, dog. They ain't gonna say they like that shit. You know when people scared of the bully, they ain't gonna tell you nothing. But they gonna keep their eye on you, dog. And if they was gonna have to get you, they gonna sneak you. I'll guarantee you they gonna sneak the bully. You gonna have to sneak them sometimes. You know, I just like make the deal, dog. Let these soldiers. Y'all gotta remember, it's people's childrens and loved ones over there fighting for us. Let them people come back, man. Get this shit over with. Let these people come back to their kids and their mamas and daddies, husband and wife. This shit over with because it really ain't about shit, dog. You know?
Deal. Powerful. If I didn't come along and terminate the Obama deal, which was terrible, the Iran nuclear
Let
deal
that
was
shit go.
a road
It really
to a
ain't
nuclear
nothing,
weapon,
dog.
a big one,
That shit could
unlimited.
be solved
Legally,
instantly.
I terminated it without even much thought. It was so easy. I terminated that, and then the B-2 bombers. And I did one other thing. I had killed Qassam Soleimani, who was an
Freedom of
evil
humans is
genius.
already written, man.
And the reason I did it, I heard he was going to knock out 5 of our military bases. And had he lived,
That's
I
why I
believe we
let
would be
y'all rock
fighting
out, dog. Listen,
perhaps.
dog. Y'all gotta understand. I let y'all all rock out, bro. Because I'm not a Republican. I'm not a Democrat, dog. I'm confused. So when I'm confused, I don't like if I'm confused about something, it don't draw me to it. It make me watch it. I'm not finna what I'm trying to say, if I don't know what I'm voting for, if I don't think it's right, bro, I'm not finna vote for it, dog. So I'm not none of this shit. So all y'all it's all respected to me. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I'm confused, dog. I watch this shit every day and this shit confuses me more and more like every single day,
A
dog.
different Iran right now
Uh,
because
I don't know, dog.
he's never been replaced,
I
you
would
know. And
love to
I did one
rock
other, but
out and vote
this
for
one was not
somebody,
picked up.
bro, that I
Osama bin
believe
Laden.
in. I don't believe in
If
none
you
of
read
this
my book,
shit.
I said you got to take him out 1 year before the World Trade Center came down. So I wish you'd read the book. But, but you, as a president, to be a good president, I believe you have to have good
They've
instincts.
been
And
building
a
them
lot of
for
this is
50
instinct. Yeah,
years.
please.
Man.
Thank you so much.
Definitely.
Mr. President,
Yeah, go ahead.
Last week you suggested that Europe should take the lead on reopening the Strait of Hormuz. Has circumstances changed now that you're issuing a direct 48-hour ultimatum? And secondly, would a new ceasefire include Israel, or would it just be between
I
Iran
can't
and
talk
US?
about ceasefire, but I can tell you that we have a active, willing participant on the other side. They would like to be able to make a deal. I can't say any more than that, but they would like to.
Mr. President, thank you so much.
You've
Mr.
listed the
President,
goals.
Salute to all y'all, man.
thank you, Mr. President.
Who you with? Who you with?
My name is Diyar Kurd. I'm with the largest Kurdish media outlet, Ruda Media
Scared of
Network.
all
It's
this
based in
shit.
Iran.
I swear.
Mr.
I
President,
don't know what
you
they
said
trying to
before
do.
that you don't want the Kurdish forces to enter Iran and deharm it. Do you still want them to stay away? Or what role do you expect them to play now?
I'd rather have them stay away.
And then
I'd rather have them stay away because I think they bring with them some problems and some difficulties. And I don't think, they bring death, I mean, to themselves. But I'd rather have them stay away. Go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. President, for the question. Deliberate attacks on civilian infrastructure violate the Geneva Conventions and international.
Hey, I'll tell you now.
New York Times.
Stop
New York Times.
it.
For you
Failing,
failing,
nah,
but
that's
you
why they
keep
keep
your circulation way down at the New York Times.
Are you concerned that your threat?
Listen, this is not one of them hard ass wars like what we went through, bro. If them people is willing to talk to you and sit down with you, bro, do what the heck that you supposed to do, dog. Dog, do what the heck that you supposed to do, dog. You the only person that can make these deals, dog. We can't do shit. We can't do shit but blog about it, bro. In these situations, we can't do mimi tata. Dog, you the only one. Y'all the only people who can do this shit, dog. And y'all just gonna just keep people, kids over there fighting this bullshit ass war that really ain't worth nothing, dog. Like, let them people run their shit the way that they want to run it. Make a deal, dog. Get up out of there, dog. It's a lot of lives, dog. They want to, but see, they blew up a lot of shit. But y'all got to remember, man, they still got soldiers on the ground. And they down to fight. They want y'all to come up over there. You know, like on some Call of Duty shit. They want y'all to, they down with that. So it ain't over, dog. Like, it ain't really been no boots on the ground taking over no shit. See, that's what they want. They like, damn, y'all fucked up everything. You might as well come to. That's how I see it, dog. If that was my country, if y'all blew up everything like that, but most countries will tap out. But the reason why they not tapping out because it's their major resource that they're fighting for, bro. It's the only thing that they got to make some money. It's all they got. You should want to fight for that shit, right? Uh, I don't like make the deal, bro. Let these people go, bro. Get out of the way. I know you'd like to see war and shit. You wanted to have wars under your belt and all that, Trump. You got you one. You got you one. Get the fuck up out of there, man. You know? Get up out of there. It say clearly the Congress, the media, and the Hollywood radicals, you clown into violence against people. We don't agree with you, man. Like that shit is not like let that shit go. Make that deal. Get our good people, good kids, good uncles and fathers, and up out of there and get back down here before it gets sticky, and it be a lot worse situations, bro. Yes, we look good, shine good in the air. Yes, we look good, shine good on the water. But do we really want to like let the bloodshed really start when the boots get on the ground? When like this a little bit different. We know we good at that shit. We elite at that type of shit. Hey man, it's going. Hey, you know. Gotta let this shit go, fool. This is some bullshit, dog.
Personally, They say there might be 8. I
Y'all
don't
know
know.
we
I
ain't
don't know. I think there might be
like y'all
none.
let this shit.
Because
We
they're
can let
virgin
this one
bullshit artists.
ride,
That's what,
man.
for 47 years, they've been bullshitting other presidents, and they haven't done the job. And
We
people are
fucked up
living in
everything they
hell.
got. They
You
don't
live
got
in
nothing. They
that
got to
country, they're
rebuild that
living in
whole
hell.
country.
No, I think that
Mm,
47 years
mm.
of this stuff is long enough. They're at the weakest point they've ever been. They have no Navy, they have no
Hey,
Air Force, they have
listen.
no anti-aircraft
Listen.
weaponry, they have no radar, they have
Look.
no
They
communication.
don't
In
got
fact, the
no
biggest problem
radar.
we have in our negotiation is that they can't communicate.
They
I
cannot
said to Steve,
communicate.
what are they saying? Sir, they can't communicate. They have no method of
No,
communication.
nothing.
So we're communicating like they used to communicate 2,000 years ago with children, bringing a note back and forth. They have no communication.
Didn't I tell y'all though, bro? They blew up everything. Bro, it's probably no Wi-Fi in that motherfucker, fool. They probably don't even got no Wi-Fi for cell phones. Like, what about the people that's trying to get out that bitch? Like, get on the airplane and get the fuck out that bitch that could leave. And now we can't leave because y'all done blew up the motherfucking planes, where the planes, y'all blew up everything. Just imagine that, dog. Dog, y'all got them. Y'all got them. Y'all, like, it's like kicking them when they down, dog. They down, dog. Y'all got them. Y'all got them, dog. Trump, now let go. Let it go, my nigga. Make the deal, dog.
Communicate. The hell knows. I called the general. He didn't even want to.
Mm-hmm.
He said, we don't really need them. We got
Shit,
the
man.
SS
We
Abraham
blew
Lincoln,
up
sir. We don't need them.
everything,
Do you
bro.
know we have, in terms of
They don't
technology,
have nothing. They don't have a radar. They don't have a sensor. The only thing they got is a few drones and mines. How can you control the drones? How can you control the drones without no radar? You cannot control them drones without no radar. Them hoes is just gonna be sitting until the USA find them and they gonna blow them hoes up too. It's hidden somewhere. Like it's like dog. They have nothing, dog. Some mines. That's how y'all got it. Some mines. You know but Israel and them gotta let that shit go too, bro. Y'all gotta make the deal too, dog. Because what's the name? Them Iran. Y'all gotta make the deal too because dog, y'all don't got nothing to fight with, bro. Y'all just hanging. Y'all got something to fight with, soldiers. Y'all got soldiers to fight with, but Trump got that's on Trump end. He gotta let that hurt go, bro. We whooped him, bro. We whooped him, fool. We whooped their ass, dog. They ain't got nothing, dog. They don't got nothing to fight with but some guns. So what's some guns gonna do to a step? Man, I heat sink and see y'all drop a missile right there. It's gonna blow up y'all hole wherever y'all little shindig y'all is. And y'all ain't gonna even know we coming because y'all have no radar. Y'all don't have no radar, bro. Like they don't got nothing. Y'all might as well tap out. One, two, three. Y'all ain't got nothing. Ain't nobody trying to fight y'all boots on the ground, bitch. I was supposed to tap out. See, that's what Trump thought. Any other country you do this to, you take all this shit away from them, they gon' get on their knees and do whatever we say. But for some odd reason, these motherfuckers not. They like, man, that shit don't mean nothing. Nigga, come fight us. Get on the ground now. Y'all blew that shit up, man. Listen, man, I'm pretty sure that those motherfuckers in them sandy sand dunes, them Israelis is a little bit better shooters and a little bit better at seeing shit than we is, because that's they homeland. Now you don't want to go up in them sandy dunes and shit, nigga, and crevices, nigga, and them motherfuckers fucking with them Israelis, man. Let's kill this. And it's all a distraction. It's definitely a distraction. Like, get this shit over with. Let's get to the meat and potatoes, nigga. Let's get to this Epstein, man. You know? Let's get to the meat and potatoes. What's really going on in the world right now, nigga? Y'all stealing all this money, nigga. Let's get to that.
we have right now, the the people that are running it. If you remember Bush with Iraq, they fired the generals, they fired the police, they fired the people that worked in there equivalent of the White House. They fired everybody. And you know what they had? They had a
ain't
mess.
funding
And you know
both
what
fucking
happened?
sides.
ISIS formed.
Hey,
Those
hey,
generals and those
that's the
soldiers
type of
got
shit I
together.
would
The police
say.
got
They
together.
corrupt, man. Bro, it could be funding both sides, bro. Bro, he's rich. He's a billionaire, bro. He can put people in his back pocket like it ain't shit.
They all got together. They formed ISIS. Not going to happen with us. So Venezuela has been it's been an incredible situation. We went in. We were very successful, military power like nobody's ever seen. The general, Venezuelan general, said, I was on that site. I said, I've never seen ferocity like that. I've been doing this for 40 years. He said, I've never seen
Democrats
anything.
funding her
They hit us from
ass
17
and,
different,
and, and her
they were all
boy.
set. They saw that big, beautiful aircraft
No
carrier, the Ford in
wonder
that case,
you're mad.
and
We are
planes were
attacking
pouring
your
off it at 1 o'clock in the morning.
friends.
So typically, when you see that late at night, you know, you could be in trouble, right? And
I see
we
y'all
were all ready.
comments,
They had
man.
their equipment. It was Russian, and they had Chinese equipment. It was all set. They were going to give us a fight. He said, and then they came, and they came at speeds like we've never seen. And they came at 17 different angles. The general and his people, that was a lot of angles. They hit him from every angle. He said, we knew it was over in 3 minutes. We were waiting for them. Their equipment
This is
didn't
just a
work,
waste of money,
and there's a
dog.
reason it didn't work.
Hey, y'all
Someday we'll
people,
explain that to
dog,
people.
y'all people don't be realizing, dog, how much them missiles be costing, dog. Do y'all realize how much them bombs and missiles be costing, and drones be costing? A drone is the cheapest way to drop a bomb. That's like 30,000. It costs 30,000 to build them hoes. Okay, but they got some that cost more though. Bro, them bombs range on from 30,000 to $1.5 million, dog. You know how many bombs that the USA done dropped, dog? Bro. Hey, from 30,000 to $1.5 million, dog. Dog, that's a lot of
People
money, fool.
to
It's a
trial him.
lot of bread
He released,
wasted.
aside from the drugs, which he was terrible, Maduro released hundreds of thousands of people from jails into our country. Drug dealers, murderers, the worst people in the world were released into our country because
I
we had
just
a
showed
stupid
y'all.
president who probably didn't know. And we had a
I
border
just
czar who
showed
never
y'all
went to the
about some
border
missiles and shit. Where
and
I
never
learned
once
all this
called our
shit
great
from.
border patrol agents, right? Not once, Kamala. She never called the border patrol. She never said, how we doing? I used to call the border patrol guys every day. You can ask them, Paul, ask any one of them. Brandon, ask them all the time. How are we doing? How are we doing? And we now, I'm proud to say, have a totally sealed border. 9 months, nobody is coming through our border. And nobody even tries because they know they're not going to get through. So we don't have caravans anymore. So maybe one or two more and we'll be done.
Mr. President, are you allowed to, or are you willing to end this conflict with Iran charging tolls for passage through the strait?
Us charging tolls?
Iran,
What about us charging tolls?
is that something you're considering?
I'd rather do that than let them have them run. Why shouldn't we? We're the winner. We won, okay? They are militarily defeated. The only thing they have is the psychology of, oh, we're going to drop a couple of mines in the water.
I told you.
No, we have a concept where
Told
we'll
you.
charge
They ain't
tolls.
got shit.
I thought you meant us.
Got nothing, dog.
Your question
Nothing like it, bro.
would have been more
I'm
accurate if you
telling
said
you.
us. Go ahead.
They have nothing to fight
Just
with,
to
bro.
clarify,
I've
in
been
order
covering
for
this
Iran
shit,
to
dog.
successfully meet your
That shit
deadline
over
tomorrow,
with.
do they have to make a deal, open the strait, or both?
We have to have a deal that's acceptable to me. And part of that deal is going to be, we want free traffic of oil and everything else.
They have nothing, dog. They have
Thank you very
nothing, bro.
much.
They
You
ain't
said
nothing. It's
glory be
over
to
with.
God in this
Make the deal
conflict.
and get the
Do you
fuck
believe that
on.
God supports the United States actions in
I
the
do,
war?
because
And have you
God
gone
is
in direction?
good, because God is good, and God wants to see people taken care of. God doesn't like what
Man, don't put my God in this bullshit, dog. Don't put the God that I just woke up this morning and prayed to. Like, dog, don't do that, dog. I hate that shit, dog.
is happening. I don't like what's happening. Everyone says, I
God,
don't enjoy this. I don't enjoy it. These two guys don't enjoy it. You know, people say, oh boy, they're so tough. They don't like, I don't like seeing people killed. I've ended 8 wars. Nobody's ever done it. The person who won the Nobel Prize came to me and said, "You deserve the Nobel Prize." She announced that.
You ain't getting no damn Nobel Peace Prize, bro. It's the prestige award, bro. You ain't getting that shit, boy. That's a peaceful award, bro. You causing havoc.
That when they announced, they said, "Goes to Maria. She's a great person, really a good person."
That. Stop.
She said,
He
"No,
won
no,
that
no.
award bad
This
as
is
hell.
ridiculous.
You ain't getting that, dog.
They gave me the Nobel Prize. President Trump
Look, he
ended
wanted
8
bad.
wars. I could go over every one of them,
Look,
including."
he want that bitch bad than a motherfucker, y'all. Nah, he want to put that bitch up in the trophy case bad as hell, dog. Nah, they not giving that one to you, Trump.
Including
As far as targeting,
Yeah.
including power plants, bridges, you've mentioned those.
Very little is off limits.
Are there certain kinds of civilian targets, though? I'm thinking
I don't want
schools
to
or
tell you that.
hospitals that you.
I don't want to tell you that. We have a plan because of the power of our military, where every bridge in Iran will be decimated by 12 o'clock tomorrow night, where every power plant in Iran will be out of business, burning, exploding, and never to be used again.
Whoa.
I mean, complete demolition
Wow.
by 12 o'clock.
Whoa.
And it'll happen over a period of 4 hours if we wanted to. We don't want that to happen.
He say if we
I ever do
wanted
this
to.
again,
You see how he be
that's
talking
going to be the head of my
now?
Joint Chiefs of Staff.
That nigga be talking out the side of his neck. First he was acting like he was finna get crunk on some shit. Then he said if we. That nigga Trump is crazy, dog.
And we worked it that way, didn't we? It was amazing. He took out ISIS.
Looked like he was about to get
defeated
crunk and start
ISIS
talking
in
his
4
shit.
weeks. I was told it
Then
would
he
take
stepping
4
down
years.
like
I
a
flew to
motherfucker.
Iraq to find out with the greatest
Pump
equipment
bacon
in the
ass.
world, why would it take 4 years? And he told me, "Sir,
Trump a
it
pump
won't.
faker, man.
It'll take 4 weeks and you'll have time left over." And that's exactly what happened. So he's great. And Pete, all I can say is that he was treated very unfairly. And now those same people that treated him unfairly, that fought against him, that called me up saying, "What a great choice he was." I said, "Well, what happened during his nomination? What happened to you?" I'm telling you, people that were not for him, senators, friends of mine, "Sir, I don't think you're doing the right thing." Now they're calling me up. What a choice. These two guys are fantastic. And John Ratcliffe was incredible. It was actually their genius that called us from, he was 40 miles away. And he said, "We're seeing something moving up in the mountain." This is at night. And they kept the camera on him for 45 minutes. He wasn't moving. And they said, "Probably wrong, but we're seeing something moving." This is a vast mountain. Vast.
Man,
Thick,
this thing is crazy.
with
dog.
bushes,
He's
trees.
crazy, dog.
We see something moving 40 miles away. It was the head of a human being. I'm telling you, it's moving. And then all of a sudden, 45 minutes later, he moved a lot. Stood up, and they said, "We have him." And that was really the beginning of something incredible. We had an idea where he was, but not specifically. That's a big mountain. So I want to thank the CIA too. I don't think they get enough credit for the great job they've done. Yes, please.
Thank you very much, Mr. President, for this great opportunity. The country it has of your army, you make a difference, Mr. President. Thank you for your greatest leadership.
Thank you.
I have two quick questions, Mr. President. What was your reaction when you learned that Kurdistan region had resumed exporting oil to the
Hey, you know what's crazy? You hear the way that he sounds? Y'all heard the way that he sounds? It kind of, I don't know. He kind of sound Iranian-ish or Israelian. Yeah. I ain't gonna even say it. I'm just gonna leave that one alone.
international market with your support as United States of America?
Well, I expected that. We've gotten along with the Kurds for a long time, so I expected that.
Another question, what would be your reaction if the Iranian people rise up against their regime during a ceasefire, Mr. President?
Well, they should do it, but again, the consequences are great. I mean, they were told if you protest, you will be shot immediately. You saw what happened to
Crazy.
the young wrestler. He was a great champion, by the way. He was a great wrestler, one of the top in the world. And he and his two friends were hung.
Wow.
And all they did was say a little bit about liberty. They wanted liberty, and they were violently executed. But the number is up to probably 45,000 people were killed. So,
What?
when somebody stays in a house, when they know if they walk out of the house to protest, they'll be immediately shot and killed.
That's
And they
crazy.
issued that, that was publicly issued. It's not a secret. That's why so many people say, oh, well, why are you doing this way? We can't let Iran have a nuclear weapon. We got regime change. We do. We're dealing with a much different regime than before. We're dealing with different people. They're smarter. I think they're sharper and far less radical. We have regime change, but we didn't do this for regime change. We did it for the fact, and my view was very simple. I saw somebody said, "Oh, he doesn't have a plan. I have the best plan of all, but I'm not going to tell you what my plan is." And then they want me to say, "Here's my plan. We're going to attack at 9:47 in the morning, and then we're going to do this, and then we're going to." And if you don't do that, they say, "I have a plan." These people know what the plan is. Everybody here knows what the plan is, but
What's the
it's
plan?
very unfair to say because I don't mind being insulted. I've been insulted for many years by the fake news, but you can't. It's so bad for people that are so pro. You just saw two great and John Ratcliffe, three unbelievable people. They have a plan. Every single thing has been thought out by all of us, but I can't reveal the plan to the media. So, but we're just thrilled by the success of this operation. Yes, please.
Thank you, Mr. President. You've said Iranians would be mad if you stopped these attacks, but why would they want you to blow up their infrastructure, to cut off their power? Wouldn't that be punishing Iranians for the actions of the regime?
They would be willing to, they would be, and it's suffering. They would be willing to suffer that in order to have freedom. The Iranians have, and we've had numerous intercepts. Please keep bombing. Bombs that are dropping near their homes. Please keep bombing. Do it. And these are people that are living where the bombs are exploding. And when we leave and we're not hitting those areas, they're saying, please come back, come back, come back. These are the people. I don't know what they do. All I can tell you is they want freedom.
Believe that?
They have lived in a world that you know nothing about. It's a violent, horrible world where if you protest, you are shot. Remember the great woman protests where they had 400,000, 500,000 women, and they were all enthused and they were going to protest, and everybody said, oh, the regime's going to come to an end. And then all of a sudden, boom, boom, 5, 6 different areas. A woman would go down right between the eyes. They had snipers. They had 5 snipers. That's all it took. And those 400,000 or 500,000 women said, "Oh my God, what's that? Oh, look over there. What's that?" A woman shot right between the eyes. And after
Why
5
you
or
gotta
6
say
of them
that
go down,
now?
then you start hearing the purr through the
This thing is crazy.
vast number of people. And then they said, "Oh my God, who would do that?" And they're incredible people, but they've lived so horribly. They've lived so horribly. Iran was a great country if you go back 25 years ago or so.
From the future.
The Persian
They look
people,
like
they're
nuclear war
incredible,
after that.
smart, brilliant, actually. And I know so many. I know coming from New York, originally, I know so many people from Iran. They're incredible people, incredible energy and very, very brilliant people. But when you're standing in a group and protesting and you have a woman, in the case of a woman, remember the Great Woman March, everybody was saying, oh, this is the end of the country. And then snipers selectively picked. Every single one was shot right between the eyes from a long distance. They were on top of buildings. Nobody even knew where they were, where they coming from. This wasn't like a machine gun, which is also very bad. They've done that too. They did that recently. This was snipers sitting on the top of buildings, aiming and hitting women. And when they see people go down, and all of a sudden there's a riot in the reverse direction, and they never came out again. And a lot of the news doesn't talk about. They
This
talk
nigga
about
like talking like he really
women's
in the
rights. You
field
want
or
to see
stuff.
women's
Nigga,
rights? You're
you
not going
ain't
to
in
see
the
it there.
field.
It's amazing
Get
when
your
I see
ass up,
some of the
nigga.
stupid people like AOC plus 3, all that group. They talk about
Trump is gone crazy,
freedom for
dog.
Iran.
Yeah.
They don't tell you the real facts. Women, men, gays. How about gays for Iran? They kill the gays. They throw them off buildings. So I wonder what's going on. I can only say this: they want us to keep bombing, even if it jeopardizes, because their life is in much greater danger. They want freedom for Iran, but it's very hard for them to protest. I actually tell them, I said, don't go out. I fully understand. Nobody in this room would go out. I don't think there's any, because frankly,
That's enough of that. That nigga be talking about not a bitch ass thing.
Is extraordinary. How come?
Well, I mean, the fact is, this war has destroyed the Abraham Accords. You know, the idea that after what's happened, we're basically Iran has won. Israel is on the losing side. Israel has shown, by the way, reckless disregard for the interests of its supposed allies in the Gulf, and they concede that. And so what is happening right now is that the Gulf states are abandoning the United States and looking for other supporters.
So when we look at you heard the threat against Oman, right? And then I played some of the ones against, and I won't even be able to list them all here off the top of my head, but Greenland, Canada, Mexico, Colombia, Cuba, 1 in 13 countries in the world, according to Aaron Blake's analysis, Trump has threatened to either attack, seize, or take over. Does this have consequence?
Of course it does. I mean, right now, look at what the United States is doing. On the one hand, the United States is withdrawing its security guarantees to its allies. We are pulling our forces out of Europe and we are abandoning NATO and made very clear we're not going to defend them. We've also made it pretty clear that we are, maybe not going to be supporting Taiwan the way we used to. And in general, are not as opposed to China as we were alleged to be before. And that means that our Asian allies now can't rely on us. So that's on the one hand. And on the other hand, we're looking like an aggressive imperialist power that can't wait to invade another country. So what is the world to make of that? What it sees is what you could call a rogue superpower. We've got enormous strength, but we are not using that strength in the service of a world order. We're not using that strength in the interest of stability. We're using that strength in the interest of grabbing land, grabbing oil, grabbing money. It's really quite a shameful situation for the United States to be in.
Robert, one final question here. Trump has repeatedly refused to refer to to the war with Iran as a war. Sort of remembering the special operation days, right? When you could have been kicked out of the country or been put in prison in Russia for calling the war in Ukraine a war, right? It was a special operation. Trump is similarly refusing to call this a war. Here he is.
I don't call it a war, I call it a conflict. The country's doing really well. And that's despite a military operation. I don't call it a war. They want to deflect from all of the tremendous success that we're having in this military operation. I won't use the word war.
Right? I mean, special operation doesn't use the word war. He calls it a military operation, doesn't use the word war. The word echo, obviously, with Putin's handling of the Ukraine war is pretty incredible. Do the American people buy Trump's rhetoric?
Well, the polls suggest not. The polls suggest that they think it's a war and that they think it's a mistake. By the way, Donald Trump sometimes also calls it a war. He says we're winning the war. But what this is all about, obviously, is what Donald Trump wants right now more than anything is for the American people to forget that he ever started this whole thing. He is the reason he's agreeing to whatever else is true. He's agreeing to a 60-day ceasefire to continue talking. He might as well agree to a 6-month ceasefire. It's clear that is an effort to walk away and hope the American people forget. He's going to change the subject, maybe with an invasion of Cuba or something else. And he wants Americans to forget that this ever happened. And the problem is, it's such a major strategic defeat that I don't think Americans are going to be able to forget about it the way Donald Trump wants them to.
More breaking news tonight. New American military strikes on Iran. That's according to a U.S. official who tells us that Iran has set out to that U.S. carriers have struck some new sites at the Iranian nearby Iran. The official adding that the military also intercepted drones being launched from Iran. Caps a day that saw the president hold a televised cabinet meeting during which Iran came up repeatedly. He suggested a deal is close, but also that there's no hurry to reach one, saying pressure from the midterm elections was not a concern for him. He threatened as well to, quote, blow up Oman, which is an ally of the United States in the Gulf.
Iran wants control of the Strait of Hormuz. Would you accept a short-term deal that allows Iran and Oman to control the strait? And would they have to open it immediately, or would you be open to that happening over a period of time?
No, the strait's going to be open to everybody.
And who would control
It's
it?
international waters. Nobody's going to control it. We're going to watch over it. We'll watch over it, but nobody's going to control it. Oman will behave just like everybody else, so we'll have to blow them up. They understand that. They'll be fine.
Again, Oman is an ally, gives access to air bases and a port to American forces. And if you think the president's statement about blowing up Oman was a slip of the tongue, the State Department posted that clip with the president making the threat on social media not long after he said it. As for Iran, it says 23 vessels passed through the Strait of Hormuz over the last 24 hours. That's under what it calls its security protection, according to Iranian state-sponsored media, with, quote, hostile vessels still not allowed. Joining us now, CNN Global Affairs analyst Brett McGurk, who served in senior national security positions under the last 4 presidents, including President Trump's first term, and retired Army Lieutenant General Karen Gibson, who previously served as Director of Intelligence for U.S. Central Command. So, General Gibson, as you heard, the U.S. continues to strike Iranian targets. Attacks like these in the past don't seem to have broken the overall ceasefire. Do you think the U.S. is going to continue to try to coerce Iran toward a deal? Will the strikes continue to help? Will that help in the coercion?
So I don't think these strikes are about coercing Iran to make a deal. I think certainly the ones that happened earlier in the week that CENTCOM says were defensive in nature. It's important to remember that even under a ceasefire, you do not give up your inherent right to self-defense. So whether it was nefarious activity, potentially dangerous activity that was spotted by combat air patrol, fighter aircraft above our flotillas, whether it was some of the blockading vessels' own reconnaissance, or national level reconnaissance, perhaps from space or somewhere else. And an analyst somewhere who identified what was potentially dangerous activity, cued it to a commander with the authority to launch those strikes. Perhaps that's what's happened again today. I don't think that's part of a coercive mechanism per se. Again, you don't give up the inherent right to self-defense just because you're under a ceasefire. It does make it fragile, but I don't think it necessarily means that.
Donald Trump is panicking as Iran did not hesitate to strike back and strike back hard. It did against the United States Air Force Base in Kuwait. This followed the United States striking the Hormuz coastal city of Bandar Abbas at 1:30 a.m. Iranian time. 3 hours later, Iran launched its own strikes against this United States Air Force Base in Kuwait. Donald Trump has simply posted a photo of an AI image involving the reflecting pool that he keeps on talking about over and over again. Let's break down what went down. So around 4:30 a.m., Kuwait's army said its air defenses were
You see how he bombing, he doing bombings and shit like that. But at the same time, he not showing us, telling us what we need to know. They nigga only showing us some bullshit, dog. That's why I said, dog, you gotta watch all this shit, dog, because you don't know what's real, what's true.
intercepting hostile missile and drone attacks, warning residents that any explosion sounds are the result of air defense systems engaging incoming threats. Then we got this statement from the Iranian Revolutionary Guard Corps announcing that it carried out a drone and missile attack in the morning against an American air base in Kuwait and promising additional retaliation retaliation if the United States continued to violate the ceasefire. This is a statement from the IRGC. IRGC targets American airbase. They ain't hiding it. They're leaning into it. They write, following the early morning attack today by the invading U.S. Army on a point near Bandar Abbas Airport with aerial projectiles, the American airbase as the origin of the aggression was targeted at 4:50 a.m. The IRGC Public Relations issued a statement. In the name of Allah, the commander of the compellers. So if they attack you, attack them in the same way that they attack you. You have Iran's Revolutionary Guard spokesperson, Ibrahim, wrote the following. Any other American attacks will lead to a more decisive response. The further comment from the Iranian Revolutionary Guard is, following this aggressive attack, we responded by striking the Air Force. This response serves as a stern warning to inform the enemy that its attacks will not go unanswered, and if repeated, our response will be more decisive. The responsibility for the consequences lies with the aggressor. So remember the sequence of events. 1:30 a.m. Iranian time, 3 loud explosions heard east of the Strait of Hormuz coastal city of Bandar Abbas. Then the U.S. officials confirm the U.S. carried out defensive operations. That's how the U.S. referred to it, as defensive operations in striking Bandar Abbas, claiming that the U.S. will act to safeguard its regional interests, and this does not affect the ceasefire. They said, yes, we're striking Iran. It's defensive. Ceasefire still on, everybody. We cool with the ceasefire still on. So here is how Iran, though, said the event. I just want to, again, I want to go through the sequence of events because the United States corporate media is saying there's a ceasefire, everything's fine, everything's normal. That's not what's happening, okay? The Trump regime, CENTCOM, is covering up what's happening. They're covering up the fact that Iran struck down an MQ-9 Reaper the other day, the drone that we talked about, that Iran was able to lock into an F-35 on its radar when the F-35 are supposed to be not detectable. And so while Donald Trump's out there, basically
They be lying because he feel like a lot of people is against him because he warned. That's the reason why he lost a lot of votes. So he don't want to tell the truth about this shit right now, dog. I just don't believe nothing nobody is saying, dog.
saying, we're going to bomb Oman next, right? He threatened to bomb Oman, or Donald Trump's like, we can do it the easy way or the hard way. And as Donald Trump keeps on changing the terms of deals, I want to do a deal. I don't want to do a deal. Donald Trump had the United States military try to help some cargo ships out. And then when Iran caught the tankers and cargo ships leaving, then the United States did these small strikes in Iran. And Iran's like, okay, well, you do that to us during a ceasefire, we're going to hit your Air Force base. And that's what went down. And so Tasneem News says, okay, this is what went down around 1:30 a.m. The IRGC Navy intercepted an American oil tanker in the Strait of Hormuz after the vessel allegedly attempted to pass through with its radar system turned off. According to the report, Iranian naval forces opened warning fire, forcing the tanker to stop and turn back. Tasneem says the explosions heard overnight around Bandar Abbas were linked to a subsequent U.S. response, claiming American forces fired at a scorched area near the city after the incident. Iranian media outlets earlier reported multiple explosions and temporary air defense activation in eastern Bandar Abbas around 1:30 a.m. The Iranian account claims there were no casualties and then maybe we can enter into a peace deal with Iran. And Iran's like, I thought we kind of agreed to the deal. Weren't you going to give us the $24 billion, $12 billion were going to be sent to us right away. You were going to allow us to control the Strait of Hormuz. We would open up the Strait of Hormuz. I thought we agreed to all of the terms. Donald Trump said, no, we never agreed to all of those terms. And then yet again at this cabinet meeting that took place yesterday, Donald Trump said we need all of the Arab nations to formally join the Abraham Accords if we're going to do a deal. Here's what Donald Trump said. Let's play this clip right here.
By Barack Hussein Obama. What a horrible agreement that was. It was a setback for this country, for the whole world. The Middle East would have blown itself up. No, I would like to have the countries we were talking about, Saudi Arabia, UAE, Qatar and the others, we'd like to have them immediately join and Steve Witkoff is working on that with Jared and some others, but would like to have them join the Abraham Accords. It'll be historic if they do it. And I think they owe that to us, to be honest. I think, because that really would be a tremendous sign. And I think those countries owe it to us. Steve, are you going to get them to sign up?
And then you had Lindsey Graham going on state regime media, which called itself Fox. And Lindsey Graham says, oh, this is so brilliant. Donald Trump is so brilliant for coming up with this. Here, play this clip.
Sir, my phone is ringing off the hook. My phone is ringing off the hook because he said I should link the two. He's saying to the Arabs, look what I've done for you. He saved MBS. He's the best friend Israel's ever had. Everybody in the region should rally around the idea of adding Saudi Arabia and other countries to the Abraham Accords. It would change the makeup of the Mideast in a way that nobody could envision just a year ago. It would change the Mideast for the better, the biggest change in thousands of years. To our Arab allies, you need to help President Trump. You need to embrace the fact that it's now time to end the Arab-Israeli conflict, make peace with Israel, build on the Abraham Accords. And if you say no to him, you say no at your own peril.
And then Lindsey Graham says that we should change the name of a Nobel Peace Prize to the Trump Peace Prize if the Arab nations all agree to join the Abraham Accords. Here, play this clip.
You get nothing out of this interview other than Trump endorsed me. If he can pull this off, if he can get Saudi Arabia, the center of Islam for the entire world, to recognize the Jewish state Israel, he'll have ended the Arab-Israeli conflict that's been going on for thousands of years. They should change the Nobel Prize to the Trump Prize. If he can do that, and I think he can, it's the biggest change in the history, in the modern history, and in the ancient history of the Mideast.
But the Arab nations aren't going to join the Abraham Accords. They made it very clear they're not joining the Abraham Accords. They've said that over and over again. And so it's just Donald Trump injecting a new term that is absolutely never going to be agreed to. I mean, we got the statement back from Pakistan and Saudi Arabia and Turkey and others right away saying, no, we're not doing that. This is what a Saudi source told Haaretz, which is an Israeli paper. Trump is free to say what he wants and think as he pleases, but in the Middle East, strategic steps are not taken through public statements or political fantasies. Saudi Arabia is the gateway to the Arab and Islamic worlds, and therefore any step of this kind requires a clear diplomatic counterpart, an independent Palestinian state. Now, one of the things that Donald Trump also did, which is making a peace deal even more difficult, is that he threatened to bomb Oman. Yes, Oman, that was serving as the mediator back in February between Iran and the United States. Donald Trump said that we are going to bomb Oman into oblivion. Here's what Donald Trump said, so you can hear it for yourself. Let's play this clip.
Iran wants control of the Strait of Hormuz. Would you accept a short-term deal that allows Iran and Oman to control the strait? And would they have to open it immediately, or would you be open to that happening over a period of time?
No, the strait's going to be open to everybody.
And who would control
It's
it?
international waters. Nobody's going to control it. We're going to watch over it. We'll watch over it, but nobody's going to control it. That's part of the negotiation that we have. They would like to control it. Nobody's going to control it. It's international waters, and Oman will behave just like everybody else, who will have to blow them up. They understand that. They'll be fine.
Now, the Sultan of Oman, Haitham bin Tariq, then signed an executive decree ordering Oman to increase its volume of trade and economic relations with Iran, Iranian state TV reported. Oman also replaced the heads of some of its bank branches to expedite transactions with Iranian traders, according to the IRGC-affiliated FAR News. In other words, as Donald Trump continues down this path, it's having the exact opposite reaction. It's weakening the United States in the Middle East. The United States has completely lost its security umbrella in the Middle East. China is now moving in as basically a guarantor there, if you will, and you have all of these nations forming bilateral deals with Iran. Now, during this White House cabinet meeting as well, Donald Trump continued to threaten Iran. He pointed to Hegseth and he goes, if you don't make a deal with me, the guy on my left, he's going to finish you off. He's going to finish
Oh.
you off. And again, this
Oh.
is not conducive to any sort of
Oh
productive
shit.
negotiations or discussions. But here's what Donald Trump said. It's really disgusting stuff here. Play this clip right here.
State of the talks with Iran. I guess if it were a football field, what yard line would you be on?
Well, I think we're doing very well. I think they are starting to give us the things that they have to give us. And if they do, that's great. And if they won't, then the man on my left is going to finish him off.
Oh
And we
shit,
heard
he
from
did say that
Iran's
shit. God
parliament
damn.
national security leader Ibrahim Azizi. He said the following: Iran will not back down from its red lines, such as
Nah,
the right
Trump is
to
tripping,
enrichment and
dog.
enriched uranium management of the Strait of Hormuz, and the lifting of sanctions in the face of Trump's rhetoric. Everyone now knows that Trump, in order to save himself from strategic deadlock, resorts to the tool of threats one day and begs for an agreement the next. A representative of the Supreme Leader Ayatollah Mojtaba Khomeini said the following: Negotiators of the IRGC know that you represent a victorious nation. The enemy's plan is to pit us against each other. During the war, we could have carried out heavier actions against America in the region, but because the people of the Middle East would suffer, the leadership did not agree. Now, as Donald Trump is weakening the United States abroad internationally, what is he doing at home? One of the things that he's doing is he's attacking E. Jean Carroll, who prevailed in her lawsuit against Donald Trump, where Donald Trump was adjudicated in a civil federal case to have sexually assaulted E. Jean Carroll. She prevailed in her case. She prevailed on her appeals. Now Donald Trump is having prosecutors in Chicago criminally investigate his victim. The survivor, E. Jean Carroll, Donald Trump was adjudicated to have sexually assaulted her. Now Donald Trump is trying to criminally prosecute her. He's launched a criminal investigation saying she lied under oath in the case. Mind you, a case where Donald Trump was too scared to even show up at his federal trial. Remember, he was in like Scotland and Ireland during the trial and didn't even show up. And he said that she perjured herself. She did not perjure herself, according to the Second Circuit and to the federal judge and to the jury, but they are criminally prosecuting her. I just want you to think about how sick this Epstein class is. This Epstein class that's involved in these endless foreign wars, the cover up of the Epstein files, and now Donald Trump is going after E. Jean Carroll, according to these reports, in a criminal prosecution or a criminal investigation. It hasn't reached the prosecution stage yet. In a criminal investigation, that's how Donald Trump is spending his time right now. I mean, while weakening the United States abroad like this, it's just so utterly sickening. And then he has his henchmen, his sycophants, like Stephen Miller, go on state regime media, which calls itself Fox. And he's like, the American people understand we inherited hell, but Trump is giving you paradise. Giving you paradise. What are you talking about here? Play this clip.
A second point, Sean, is the American people understand the hell that we inherited and the extraordinary paradise that President Trump is building. From record inflation that we had under President Biden to the cost of living going down faster than it has ever gone down before. From unaffordable energy to the great American energy boom.
And then in the ultimate form of projection and confession, you had Stephen Miller say the following. Here, play this clip.
Democrats rioting to defend pedophiles, rapists, murderers, and the scum of the earth that ICE is removing from our streets, instead of supporting the heroes of ICE and Border Patrol that President Trump has dispatched to make America safer than ever before.
And then it should also be noted yesterday that the CDC sent an urgent request to its workforce to recruit personnel to help screen passengers coming from Central Africa for any potential signs of Ebola illness. According to an internal email to staff obtained by ABC News, they're looking for volunteers in the CDC because the Trump regime gutted the CDC. They gutted the Ebola task force. They've gutted our ability to deal with international pandemics and health issues. And now Ebola is spreading rapidly in the Congo, and there's no resources out there because Trump and Musk and everybody through Doge destroyed all of that. So that's what we got going on throughout the world right now. We'll keep you posted every step of the way. Hit subscribe. Help us get to 7
That's yeah. I ain't talking about that goddamn Ebola though, boy. That goddamn Ebola, man. Just talking about all this shit right here. to get my ass up out of here. Yeah, get up out of here. Get my ass up out of here. Let me see what else is on right now. Can I get you home, girl? Get you all alone, girl.
Thank you for your feedback, Joshua. I appreciate it. Steve B, question Jesse, what do you think the eventual outcome for the U.S. and the world is? I don't know. Generally, I'm a pretty positive guy, very optimistic. I still believe we'll get through this. I said that today at the end of our the podcast, which is on YouTube. I hate being the guy who says all the time that things are gonna get worse before they get better, but it's true. There will be.
Mike Johnson had a Klan rally today with a bunch of white supremacists with red hats that glorify and revel in the greatness of America and how this is a Christian nation and godly values and how all of our rights are given to us by God. So I thought, Mike Johnson, if you can have more than 2 seconds and pull your head out of the ass of the rapist in the White House and the white supremacist, let's actually hear about the history of this country. Chattel slavery. Millions of African Americans were kidnapped, shipped across the Atlantic, legally owned as property, stripping them of their human rights. 1.3 million black people died on the ships, and then their corpses were thrown into the water. Oh, and by the way, Mike, over 1 million of them died in Africa because they were enslaved and encaged before they actually came over here. Enslaved individuals were routinely whipped, tortured, mutilated, and sexually assaulted. Families were intentionally torn apart at auctions, never to be seen again, Mike. Great Christian nation, great white family values. Many states enacted laws that it was a crime for black people to learn how to read or write. Tulsa Massacre, 1921, Mike. Mobs destroyed 35 blocks of thriving black homes, killed 300 people, and left 10,000 homeless. Colfax Massacre, 150 black militia members were slaughtered in Louisiana while they were attempting to surrender, to the white man because we're a great Christian nation. Red Summer, a wave of white supremacist terrorism and anti-black riots erupted in dozens of cities around the U.S. Jim Crow laws, Tuscany syphilis experiment.
Why are y'all so angry? You have the White House, you have both houses of Congress, you have a Supreme Court that is completely obedient to your president. They're willing to give him unlimited power. They're willing to say that he can take SEAL Team 6 and kill anybody he wants. They were willing to affirm that. They're willing to say that ICE can racially profile anybody they want. The United States Supreme Court has said you can racially profile Latinos based on their accent or the way they look. You guys have everything you want. You have legal racial profiling. You've ended DEI. You've ended affirmative action. You get all the best jobs even if you're not qualified. You can be a Fox Weekend host and be the Defense Department's Secretary of Defense. You can be Kash Patel and be a podcaster who wants to go to Valhalla and run the FBI as long as you're conservative. You have everything. Why are y'all so angry? What the fuck are you angry about? You've banned all of our books. You've banned Black history. You banned the 1619 Project. You don't have to compete with women for jobs. You've chased them out of the military. You've chased them out of the senior positions in the Department of Defense. You've gotten rid of all the Black history in the museums. Museums are terrified. I have contacts that I'm talking to inside of the Interior Department, people who are running all of those spaces where you can go and see a Civil War memorial or something. The people who work in these places are terrified. They're afraid to tell the real history. The people who are working for the federal government are afraid to say the word Black. You guys have canceled black scholarships. You're damn near, I guess, ready to get rid of HBCUs. Donald Trump just recently said they're not going to fund any minority serving institution. Y'all have gotten rid of that. You've gotten rid of help for black kids to go to college. What more do you want? What are you so angry about? I go every so often, I go and look on X Twitter. Y'all are the maddest people ever. Y'all are so angry for people who have everything. Y'all said you want your country back. You have it. The rest of us are sitting back and trying to keep our peace and preserve our peace while you all are running the country. If the airlines are crashing, that's you. That's you, the people you wanted to run the United States government. The FBI, y'all are laughing at them on X Twitter and saying that they look ridiculous. That's your FBI. They've purged the people who made the FBI what it was. It's not what you wanted. You have your podcasters running the FBI. You have your friend from the real world running the Department of Transportation. That's what you wanted. There's no longer a gay guy there. The gay guy's gone. The gay guy's at home with his kid and his husband. He's not in charge anymore. The Department of Justice is what you wanted. It's your Justice Department that won't release the Epstein files. If you're mad about the Epstein files, you shouldn't be mad at me and the left. You need to be mad at Donald Trump. You all have the country. You run every red state like it's already Project 2025. You won't let women have abortions in Texas. They're literally dying of sepsis. That's what you wanted. You wanted women to have only 6 weeks to get an abortion in Georgia. You got it. You wanted Texas to be a petri dish and a laboratory for every right-wing, anti-black, anti-gay, anti-trans idea. And you also got rid of vaccines. Every child in Florida is now going to go to school with kids who could give them measles, mumps, and rubella and COVID. That's what y'all wanted. You now have a paradise in Florida where you can get sick, cough on people, let them die of whatever disease you're carrying. It's almost like you've got the pilgrims again that can come and cough on all the natives and take them out. That's what you wanted. You got it. You wanted Florida to be that. It's that. You wanted the United States to be Florida. It's that. But yet you all are still so angry. I don't understand it. I genuinely don't understand it. I don't mean to rant and rave, but I am genuinely trying to get to the bottom of what you all are so angry about. And I think I have a suspicion and I have a guess. What you all are angry about is that while you have gotten everything you wanted on the right, we on the other side won't give you love for it. We won't respect you for it. We won't hail you for it. We won't respect you and say, hey, we want to, have you at the Oscars. We want to fet you. We want to make you guys, we want to wrap our arms around you. You want us to embrace you. You don't just want to run us and tell us what to do and tell us what to think and tell us what to read and tell us what history we can have. You don't just want to tell us what to do. You want us to embrace you. What you really want is to sit at our table. You're mad because while you are running the country into the ground, you're destroying your own farmers with tariffs. You're destroying your own farmers by taking away their subsidies that used to go with USAID. You got what you wanted. They've ended the farm subsidies. These are the things y'all asked for. You got your big, beautiful budget. That's what you wanted. Trump gave it right to you. You got your permanent tax cut. You're still pissed because the left, the other side, the majority, we still cannot stand you. We cannot stand Christian nationalism. We don't want it. And because we will not say we want your Christian nationalism, we embrace your Christian nationalism. We like your Christian nationalism. We like you. Because we won't do that, that's why you're still mad.
Now. I'm like,
but guess what we're going to keep on doing?
Who is this lady?
We're going to keep on being moisturized and unbothered, and we still not going to like it.
Her name is.
We're never going to like Christian nationalism. We're never going to accept it. We're never going to be down with it. And our squad is bigger than your squad at the end of the day.
The station is called Black History.
We got the Mexican Americans. They don't woke up. They said, Lord, let's go ahead and go with these folks.
History.
We got the spicy whites.
And it's got a Black History flag on it.
They're with us. Right? We got the Asian Americans who woke up and said, whoa, we better be with them.
Drop it in the lunch.
Right? Chinese Americans, they see you. Japanese Americans like, you're going to do internment again? We see you.
South Koreans
like, oh, we see you. Y'all gonna kick the South Koreans out. Now you're gonna cry because Georgia's gonna have a worse economy because you're not gonna get to have the South Koreans teaching y'all to have those high-tech jobs. The South Koreans are like, oh well, sure hate it.
I'm gonna drop that.
Africa's like, we're just gonna do business with each other. We got BRICS. We don't need y'all. Tourists are like, we don't need y'all.
I put the link in the description.
The African Americans, the Caribbean Americans are getting together and said, yo, why are we fighting each other? Caribbean Americans are like, yo, we were y'all. We've been hip hop together. Let's go off. And you're mad at us because we do not want to be.
Why do you think they're covering us up?
Damn, she going hard in a motherfucker.
I love this comment so much. I wish I could pin it. We've already
Oh,
activated.
well.
Look what's going on. Look at what's going on. Think about how blatantly racist everyone is on the internet right now. Do you know why?
Why?
It's because we're not complicit. We don't put our heads down anymore. I've been seeing so many videos of us literally physically fighting back when we've been confronted with violence. This is a new timeline. It's only been literally like maybe 60 years, 65 years since the civil rights movement. White people used to beat the like they used to whip our ass. They used to hang us from trees like strange fruit. They were still eating us in the 60s. We don't talk about this. Literally, we experienced the most heinous things after the so-called slavery was abolished in the 1900s in this country. They stole our lands, they flooded us out, they burned and bombed everything. But now we're waking up. Even though they try to co-opt woke, they fucking steal and colonize everything we come up with. But we're all waking up and we're collectively getting on one band, one sound, and everybody's losing their shit. That's why they're coming out the woodworks, like saying, oh, and of course, you know, the president makes them feel like they don't have to hide anymore. But the fact that we have a voice to say something back, this is why I can't do it on here. But on my YouTube channel, I say the most vile stuff to these people. When they talk to me crazy, I go for the jugular because we are activated. And this is, I feel like right now we're kind of like in phase 1 of finding a voice, identifying ourselves as who we are. We're not centering any other ethnicities. We're not centering anyone else. And that's why other people losing their shit over that because they're so used to being centered. We've never centered ourselves as Black Americans. We've always been super inclusive while being disrespected, disregarded, abused. We're like the kid that was constantly
That
bullied
picture,
and now
bro.
we're
I'm
fighting
telling
back
you, y'all.
because we
You
have
know,
been activated.
I'm gonna put
And
it
it is so
together,
fucking
Eric.
beautiful to see. And what a time to be alive.
You know, I'll never forget the day a white buddy of mine said black people don't deserve equality because they could never get enough. And that's true. White people are actually scared of equality. That's just how racist we are as a people.
God damn.
It's not just that one person. White culture in general. Probably, I would say most white people, when they hear the word equality, they fear that white people will be oppressed because brown, black, and indigenous people
And this is
might
a white
actually
guy
get what's
speaking
fair and
these
just.
words, y'all.
That's just how racist we are. And we're so obsessed with the idea of not having equality in America for black, brown, and indigenous people that we don't have health care, that we don't have economic equality.
It's just
We don't
equal,
have
bro.
reasonable gun laws.
Bro,
Our liberty.
y'all don't gotta understand. We don't be begging for y'all to give a nigga nothing. Just make the playing field equal for everybody. How hard is that? That's not begging you for nothing. I'm not telling you to give me shit. I'm one of the ones that go to work and work my ass off, and I'm down with that. But make it equal, dog, for everybody, dog. This shit ain't looking equal. The playing field is looking like it's going one way, and it's right in our face. Like it's like y'all got to the point to where y'all used to hide the playing field wasn't even. Now y'all mushing it in our face, like yeah, and take that, like kind of like what the fuck? Nah,
Liberties are being stripped because we have a fascist, racist, white supremacist regime in office because we are so scared of equality. We're so scared that black and brown folks might become the majority one day. That we had a black president, and now we've got to have a white supremacist president. That's how scared we are of equality. That's how racist we are as a people. Go to the fucking root. The root of America's problems, the root of the white man and the white woman, their problems, and America and the world. If you think about it, colonialization, white supremacy, the mentality of white people today, not just yesterday, today, right now, the denial racially, the silence, the apathy, the continuous gaslighting, all that's ruined us. It's ruined white people, and it's ruining our nation. And whose fault is it? White people's fault. Their inability to fucking fix their goddamn problem.
There is something so tragic about white America that if we could just do this one thing, I think the rest of our problems would disappear. Because our issue before racism, before white supremacy, is that we don't listen. We don't listen to people of color. We don't listen to their stories. We don't listen to their lived experiences. Because if we did, we would never have believed a word that came out of Donald Trump's mouth. Because we would have known that he was lying all along. At the root of white supremacy is pride. We don't need to listen. You can't teach me anything. But you know what comes before the fall? Pride comes before the fall. And we're about to find out what happens when you shut out the prophetic voice and you don't listen or pay attention to the warning signs. They told us that Trump didn't care about us and our cost of living. They told us that he only cares about himself. But we didn't listen, and now we're finding out the hard way.
I hear what you guys are saying about the whole don't shame MAGA back to the far right. Like all of these people are waking up and we need to welcome them with open arms because we don't want the left to ostracize them so that they feel like all they have is the right. And then we just like repeat the cycles and we push them further and further away. I hear what you're saying. And it does make sense logically. Like, oh, we should resist the urge to say, I told you so. Oh, we shouldn't shame them for not knowing any better. We need to all come together now because it's not right versus left, it's up versus down and all that kumbaya bullshit. Okay. I get it. I am not one of those people. Because two things can be true at the same time.
Yeah.
We can applaud the return of the prodigal son while also holding that ass to the fire. After the Civil War ended, Northern white people and the government in general didn't stand on business hard enough. And that's why we have MAGA today. Let's be clear about that. All of those fucking Confederates that should have been executed the day they decided to become traitors against the United States of America, the day that they decided to lay down their lives and give their last breath in defense of slavery, they all should have been, I don't know if you could see my hand. Let me do it again. You know what I'm saying? They all should have got a musket to the face. And because they didn't, because we took it easy on them, because we chose to prioritize their humanity while they ravaged other people's humanity, that Confederate mindset, that delusional, completely detached from reality, hateful, violent, traitorous, animalistic mindset has been allowed to seep through the annals of American history like the virus that it is. And now what we have
Reputation. I heard
today
about that too.
is a
Man.
large
I
portion
heard
of the
about that shit.
population that is still fully accepting of sicknesses, sicknesses to humanity, cancerous beliefs that eat away at not only their humanity, not only do these people's beliefs corrode their own soul, they corrupt the soul of others and the collective.
Give mine as opinions, as commentaries, so I can learning.
That was hey, that was crucial. That was crucial.
Had we just elected the black lady with the silk press, had we just elected Big Sister General, had we just elected the black lady with the weird laugh, had we just elected man of the wheels on the bus go round and round, we would not be at war with Iran right now. And I know what some of of y'all are thinking, Joshua, why are you screaming? Joshua, how many times you gonna say this? I'm gonna keep saying it until it finally clicks. Because folks, this was an open book test. Not only was this an open book test, the professor was at the board giving the answers, and we failed. And now we have 4 dead Americans as a result. We have F-15 fighter jets being shot out of the sky by friendly fire. Had we just elected the black lady with the weird laugh, folks would have money to purchase their first home. The American people would have quality health care. We would not be at war with Iran, spending billions of dollars of taxpayer money that has not been approved by Congress to fund this war. So I'm going to keep saying it, and I'm going to keep screaming it until the American people finally understand. If you could have just set your racism and your sexism aside and voted for Kamala Harris, we would be in a better position today.
When oil prices go up, so does food and almost everything else that is shipped on a truck. Oil prices will be determined starting on Sunday night, and oil and gas prices will go up. It will also affect your utilities. So the cost of goods, the cost of living is about to go up even further. If you didn't know, inflation was at 3%. Yeah, it was at 3%. It went up again. We lost over 1.2 million jobs in 2025. We lost 600,000 jobs in January. So rising fuel prices and food prices again, when there are almost 9 million Americans out of work, when 60% of companies plan on laying off in the USA, is going to be catastrophic. And don't forget, we have cut all social programs to help with higher cost and people who have lost their jobs, but you're still paying the same taxes. Well, where is that money going? Well, Republicans are in power, everyone. Of course, it's going to war. It's going to law enforcement. I hope that your mortgage company and the grocery store will be okay with you not being able to pay your bills. 10 out of 11 of the last recessions have been under Republican presidents. And by the way, this attack will cost us billions of dollars, billions. And cost of lives, not mine. My family's already served. So I don't know. Enjoy those higher prices starting on Monday.
For years, Democrats voters were critical of foreign entanglement. They used slogans like America First to express a belief that the U.S.
When I walk into the store with my daughters versus without my daughters, I've seen it. I know I only have just the slightest idea of what my people of color have gone through over the years, but I know that it's real. But I also know that I don't know very much because I was raised the privilege that the skin and my blue eyes allowed me to have, and school was easy for me. So I didn't have trouble in school, so I was able to be educated. All the privilege that comes with that I now acknowledge that I didn't even know what it was until really I started opening my eyes to it in Black Lives Matter and realizing how bad systemic racism is across the board. But I have an idea, and again, I'm probably going to sound stupid because I bet you guys have known this for centuries, that the reason that Black people especially and have been persecuted is I think you guys have some stuff that we don't have. I mean, I think you may have some power. I don't know what else to call it. Spiritual closeness, something that I
Let's fucking go. Good fucking morning.
I've been a person of faith my whole life, and I love Jesus, and I've always sought after Jesus, but my whole religious foundation is crumbling because I'm seeing all the lies in the church. I still love Jesus and what he taught, but is there a place you guys can point me to try to read about that, to learn about that? Am I off base, or I know I'm probably so late to the party, and y'all probably are gonna think that I'm ridiculous, but I want to learn. I want to do better, and I can't do better unless I learn better. And I want to learn for my friends and for my country and for my children. So if there's truth to that you guys know of, that there's somewhere you can point me books or somebody to follow or study, I want to try to learn to see why is it that
Let's go.
Black people have been singled out for hundreds and hundreds of years.
I can't do nothing but laugh, dog. Hey, she said y'all powerful. Nah, man, we might gotta go back, dog. Fuck that. Fuck that. We gonna go back, dog. Cause she say you're powerful.
With me for just a minute because I want to ask you a question. I'm probably going to sound really stupid. So please, if anything I say sounds offensive,
Have
it's
Black
not meant to be
Richard
offensive. It's
as
because
some of
I'm learning
the
and I
funniest perspective
don't have the
on
correct
race. Ah,
vocabulary.
yeah,
So
yeah,
um,
definitely.
if you haven't followed me,
Definitely.
I'm an
I'm fucking
attorney.
with your
I've worked with the
pride,
criminal
dog.
justice system. I know
One of the
there's systemic
greatest.
oppression. I have seen it. I have fought against it. I have children who are biracial, and I have seen how
I knew she.
people look at me when I
Hey,
walk.
I knew she got to touch some black. She done had a black child. So she's got somebody black had to touch your soul, man. It's just not dry white people. Excuse my language, y'all. I didn't mean it in no type of way. Just dry, just gonna fight for us without having no type of like they done been touched by somebody black, dog. It just don't.
I walk into the store with my daughters versus without my daughters. I've seen it. I know I only have just the slightest idea of what my people of color have
My
gone through over
people,
the years, but
my
I
people
know
of
that it's
color.
real. But I also know that I don't know very much because I was raised the privilege that this skin and my blue eyes allowed me to have, and school was easy for me. So I didn't have trouble in school, so I was able to be educated. All the privilege that comes with that I now acknowledge that I didn't even know what it was until really I started opening my eyes to it in Black Lives Matter and realizing how bad systemic racism is across the board.
Hey, I
But I
think the
have an
YouTube
idea, and again, I'm probably going to sound
kind
stupid
of
because I
stopped
bet you
working
guys have known
an
this
hour
for
ago.
centuries. That
That
the
motherfucker
reason
might have.
that Black people, especially, and have been persecuted is I, I think you guys have some stuff that we don't have. I mean, I think you may have some power. I don't know what else to call it. Spiritual closeness, something that
Hey,
I've been a person of
hey,
faith my whole life, and I love Jesus, and I've always
hey,
sought after Jesus, but my whole
hey, God know that y'all know how they punished us, dog. God knows. God knows that how y'all punished us, dog. He know that.
my
He
whole
see it.
religious foundation is crumbling because I'm seeing all the lies in the church. I still love Jesus and what he taught, but
She said, I see all the lies in the church. She see how they using that church shit as that racist shit, dog. People starting to see what's going on, dog. Thanks to the internet and websites and TikTok and all that type of activity.
um, is there a place you guys could point me to try to read about
She
that,
want
to
to
learn
learn.
about that?
She wants
Am
to
I off
learn.
base or I know I'm probably so late to the party, and y'all probably are gonna think that I'm ridiculous.
Look, she don't want to feel stupid. She don't want to feel stupid. If it was more people like you, dog, we will be glad to point you in the direction that you can read. You know, we like trust me. If more of y'all would just come out and ask, like, dog, you think we would want to fight on you or beat you up or something if you asked us about the readery or the educational shit of the Black history? Like, of course, I will point you right into the right direction.
But I want to learn. I want to do better, and I can't do better
It's on
unless
the
I learn
same
better.
page.
And I want to learn for
It's on the
my
same
friends and
page.
for my country and for my children. So, if there's truth to that you guys know of, that there's somewhere you can point me books or somebody to follow or study, I want to try to learn to see why is it that Black people have been singled out for hundreds and hundreds of years. Y'all got something special that they're trying to
They
take away?
try-
I think that may be part of it. Do I sound crazy? I don't know anymore. The world has seemed
Yes,
so crazy
sir.
that I'm
Yes,
questioning
we
everything. But
do.
really, there's got to be a reason, and it's got to be something that you've got some power that they want to take away, right? Or is it something else? Tell me if I'm off base. And I know
Hey,
it's not your job to teach me. I know it,
dog.
but I do need some help getting pointed in the right direction because I have no idea where to even go to research this. So,
She's like
um,
in this car crash from hell.
I just want you all to know I'm sorry.
Oh,
I'm sorry for giving him those chances. I'm sorry. I
damn.
see things now. I see them clearly. And I think I saw them way too late.
Hey, Auntie Bev here. The woman you just saw in the video clip is identified as Susan Howard. She has a TikTok video, which is about 2 minutes long, and she explains how she feels she was betrayed by the president, and she wants people to show her grace for her error in judgment. Well, the vocabulary word I have for that is delude. It's a verb, and it means to deceive, to trick, to fool, to manipulate someone's judgment. Using it in a sentence, I would say, Susan Howard says the president was able to delude her into believing he was going to do what was best for the country, and that's why she continued to vote for him. And I'm saying Susan Howard was delusional. That's an adjective, and it means faulty judgment.
I think this is a time to realize that words cannot heal, cannot undo what has already been done, cannot replace what has been
Yeah,
misplaced.
dog. This thing is, y'all gotta understand that, dog. This is sick. This is sick, dog. Like, this is sick, man. Like, hold on, man. Let me find another one now. Hey, it ain't sick, but it's crazy, dog. Y'all think these people is not tripping no more, boy. They know, they see that shit, dog.
Clear. The only reason you're leaving MAGA is because your little life isn't going the way you thought it would under Donald Trump. But you don't give two shits about all the But you don't give two shits about all the people you hurt with those votes.
So let me get this straight. You voted for Trump because you're conservative and you like some of his policies, even if you don't like how he is and how he speaks. Okay. He's done nothing but balloon the debt and the deficit. He has, for the first time, eclipsed our GDP in terms of what we owe under his watch. Prices are going the wrong way. His policies are driving the deficit, the tariffs, the tax cuts that were unpaid for, all are driving the debt and the deficit. Still conservative. Look, stop justifying a bad decision and focus on what you were right about, which is what is wrong. We do need responsible governance when it comes to how to deal with our debt and our deficit and our tax structure and the preferences that we give people in this society and who deserves them and who doesn't. Those are all real issues. You're right about what's wrong. You were just wrong about who was going to put it right. So let's all get on the same page about what's wrong, okay? And you can call it conservative, you can call it progressive, you can call it whatever the hell you want. It's got to be about better. And let's start at what we know is wrong, which is where we are right now. And things have not gotten better on this watch. And if you think starting a war in Iran made your life better, go move there, okay? Because you're not thinking about what's best here. Let's agree on what's wrong. And then let's make them fight out which ones you believe have a chance of making anything better. Let's start there. Let's do that.
I'm gonna tell you what, I think that's a wrap. I think I'm out. Donald Trump has betrayed us. When he was focused on just assaulting and deporting and imprisoning illegal aliens and citizens who support illegal aliens, I was like, yes, get them out of here. But now, he's supporting the Jews. We're supporting the Jews.
I know that people are
Oh,
not
man.
gonna like listening to this, but
Racist,
honestly,
yeah.
Honestly, stick around and listen to it because it's gonna be beneficial for everyone if we, at the very least, understand what's happening. We know that MAGA voters, supporters are leaving in droves, right? The entire movement is melting down. But I feel like we don't really hear too often, except for the super loud ones on social media, right? The exact reason behind these people coming to the realization that what they did was a mistake. But a recent group interview with a bunch of regretful Trump supporters from the New York Times, and this is not by any means giving the New York Times any praise or credit because they fucking suck. But I do think that looking at this can at least put us into the headspace of why these people did this, why they regret it, and how they currently think on things ranging from the economy to what we're doing over in Iran to the Epstein files, which again, you may not like hearing. I certainly did not like reading it. I was like, how can you be clear-headed on this but then not on this? Like but my point still stands that at least knowing about it helps us gauge what's really going on. And then we can use that to our advantage in the midterms. And this one is a great first example of what I was just talking about, with these people being clear-headed on one thing Trump does and very clearly able to see how it's wrong, but then they still turn around and overall support him. This woman named Michelle, who was interviewed, says that she can recognize that what she did was foolish and that everything her friends on the other side of the aisle said would happen are happening. But then she loses the plot later on, saying, I really believe that if he had just done the things he said he was going to do, he would have been a great president. Completely ignoring that he literally is doing what he said he was going to do. Y'all just didn't want to see it and clearly still don't. Another woman who was interviewed named Pamela kind of expressed the same thing, saying she started noticing the other people around her who were mostly conservative kind of like side-eyeing each other and being like, wait, I think we made a big mistake. But at the same time, she's not personally embarrassed. She's just embarrassed for what the country is going through, seemingly not arriving at that point yet where she realizes she had a part in that. And then more on that theme of kind of like getting it through their heads, this guy, Jose, explains that he started to kind of see things were going not how he expected them to when Trump started doing the ICE deportations and separating families, even saying that his teenage daughter asked him, why did you vote for him, Dad? And that broke his heart every time. But in the same way that the other two did, he's still kind of scapegoating and not taking that personal accountability, saying, well, I didn't think he was going to do this, so I regret what he's doing, but I didn't want him to do that. And then where Iran and Israel are concerned, I found these two answers really interesting because they both come from independent Latino men who, to my surprise, seem to be very, very clear-headed about what exactly is going on over there. With the top guy, Daniel, saying every single time there's peace talks, Israel just has to intervene and attack the country. The evil in the Middle East, in that whole area, is Israel. I think Israel's doing what they say was done to them. And this second guy on the bottom, Jose here, saying the evil in the Middle East is Israel. We shouldn't be in Iran. They don't have a nuclear weapon. And remember here, even though they're independent, these are Trump 2024 voters. And then with regards to Epstein, this person interviewed named Michelle said, it bothers the hell out of me. We're still cloaking and protecting people of power just because they're people of power. And then hearing from Miss Pamela again saying, it's just normal. It's like a boys club. They just cover up everything and they keep their friends out of it. And then y'all, this kind of gagged me. Though I voted for Obama, I don't see him doing that. I don't see Reagan doing that. Kind of alluding to this concept that we all know, right? Like, this is not politics as normal. Yeah, it's become extremely horrifically normalized, but it seems they're kind of starting to get that concept of Trump is not just a regular leader that people are over-exaggerating about. And again, y'all, I'm not saying this to say that we have to forgive these people or give them the benefit of the doubt or embrace them with open arms. No. I'm merely just saying that there is stuff in what they're saying that we can use to help ourselves. The walls are very much closing in. The rats are very much jumping ship, as I just laid out. And no, we don't have to necessarily offer them a spot on our lifeboat, but we can at least get in the water with a mic and be like, hey, why'd you jump? Let me know what you guys think. Did any of these answers surprise you? Let me know in the comments. And as those walls continue to close in, be sure to do all the things you can to push this out to get people more aware. Like, repost, share with a friend, comment those thoughts, and follow me for more like this.
Just take me inside your sort of theory of where we are now and where we're heading.
Well, thank you, Nicole. It's a great honor to be with you in the esteemed panel. And for those who are meeting me, I want to apologize for my work on the 2016 and 2020 Trump campaigns. I don't think that there has ever been a time more so than right now in which more MAGA Americans are questioning their support for Donald Trump. And I think that there is a burgeoning cognitive dissonance pervasive across MAGA, and begotten from that dissonance are confusion and doubts. And so for any of those who are in MAGA who are going to see this, and you're wondering if this is in fact the movement that you thought you were supporting, I want you to know that I am with you because I know what you're going through. I said at the DNC convention last year that
You say one day
Donald Trump's
we all
toxic
be
superpower
billionaires too.
is lying. And his
Good luck with
lies
that.
exploit and manipulate his supporters. They exploited and manipulated myself. And MAGA has traumatized every square inch of this country. But there's an opportunity, Nicole. And I believe that that opportunity is one where we could see potentially a mass leaving MAGA movement. The MAGA fever, albeit slowly, is breaking. And I think that the president knows that. And MAGA is buttressed by lies and mythologies and conspiracies. And eventually, any movement or organization in which there is this dissemination of these conspiracies that we have seen recently, there is going to be a cannibalization of itself. And Attorney General Bondi is realizing and discovering a tenet of MAGA, which is that if you are not fully with MAGA, you are
Yes,
against
it's
us. That is the way
everything
we
channel,
used
man.
to view
I,
those, whether
hey,
they were
this a
Democrats or anti-Trump
this a
Republicans. If you were not
everything channel,
100%
man.
with us, you were against us. Do I understand why some
This a everything channel, bro. This is a knowledgeable station. You got to be able to touch everybody when you're trying to get you a bag, man. You can't be one sided, man. You got to be knowledgeable about a lot of topics now.
would say that MAGA is a
This is
cult?
a
I
trending
do get it.
topic right now. It's
Do
war.
I think that there were some cult-like aspects to it? Yes, I know. I can attest to it. I lived it. But I would encourage people to more so look at MAGA as a community rather than a cult.
For those people who are moving out from MAGA, moving
You
out from
know,
America, and leaving because you are feeling
this
like
is
if you
war. Like
continue living in this
this is
country,
war
you have
right now. Like it's a war going on right now, dude. Like a lot of us is blinded by the shit that's going on right now. That's why we don't even know what's going on right now, dog. We don't even know what's going on right now, dog. Cause these people gonna lie to you, or they tell you the truth. Like you don't know what's real. You don't know if it's a war going on, if it's ended. You don't know shit. All nigga can say it. Man, who the fuck is that? Oh, I'm gone, man.
What's wrong, Daddy? Nothing, baby. Just sitting there thinking. You're okay? Yeah. I love you, Daddy. Love you too. Lord knows. Lord knows. Lord knows. Yeah, baby, I've been on my knees, but I feel like I'm tired. Still, I'm in the car, it's been a hell of a ride. The way I'm dealing with pain, I bitch should've cried. Ain't no point in having dreams, every one of them die. Oh, I be inside it when them niggas went underhand. Life got me thinking about some shit I ain't understand. And I ain't looking back, feel like the runner man. I'm trying to fix it, I feel like the plumber man. Everything I know going wrong, I'm trying to get right. Ain't no telling what's finna happen, I gotta dip late. If you're somewhere hoping it's over, you better sit tight. Anyway you make a decision, you better pick right. I can feel my nigga pain, I ain't wanna leave him. I can hear him yelling help, mama wouldn't breathe. Walked up in a spot, something I ain't wanna see. Now it got me feeling like I lost another part of me. Lord knows. Lord knows. Lord knows. Lord knows. If they tell me be up in heaven is better. All I ever see is rain, got me ducking the weather. When it comes to tough skin shit, I'm tougher than leather. It got me feeling like fuck the umbrella. Seen homie take a bullet to the head, he ain't even do a thing. Lord, please put him with you. The homie do his thing, he ain't even have a change. Somebody could have helped him. Now looking at him through a picture or a frame. I do a song, take the pain out. If I was strong, then I probably blew a brain out. So we in the hood where a bunch of niggas hang out. Say they on the trip, and some niggas finna bang out, bang out. Death around the corner, know his ass better stay there. I ain't going for it, they gon' do it, no a trade out. Gotta make it home, nigga, no, I ain't gon' play fair. Everything a nigga dealing with it, get your gray hair. Lord knows.
Say it, Lord knows, man.
Lord knows. Lord knows. Lord knows. Lord